Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. It is Tuesday and it is of course time for some Wurm Roulette, some Wurm Online, which is a sandbox MMO for those who don't know, where you can do pretty much everything and anything. And so what we're going to be doing today is going on an exploration trip on our trusty Nar. And we're going to choose a random location that I've never been to in the game before. And hello, Draco. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And I am doing good, Draco. I've actually been really busy making a whole bunch of World of Warcraft videos the past days, because I actually had one more month of subscription on my WoW WoW account, so I thought I might as well make the best use of it and just make a whole bunch of videos that I've been meaning to make for many years anyhow before the subscription ends. So yeah, and how are you doing, Draco? You're doing okay? I'm glad to hear that. Yes, I'm gonna be a Viking today. So guys, let's have a look at the map. So for those of you who are who don't know what's going on, basically, let me just open the browser here. So again, Wurm Online is a sandbox MMO, and we can see here, these are all of the maps of Wurm Online's PvE servers, and I myself live on this little island way down here on the server of Xanadu. And all of the places you see that are marked with blue dots are the places that we have been exploring in the past weeks. We've done this every Tuesday, and I always mark it with this kind of radius so that we don't end up going to, too close for the next exploration. We don't want to be going to the same spot, right? And last time we were actually, how come? Hold on, I think I have to do a shift refresh for this one. This actually should have one more new dot. Let me just update that quickly. I should have it handy dandy here. Yeah, let me just save that. I forgot to save it. Let's go over here. I thought I had everything so prepared, but obviously forgot this one little thing. So let's just replace that and refresh this, and now we can see the latest dot. So we were on, we explored a part of Xanadu. Actually, after the stream, what I did, since the Factional Fight Brothers, their deed is actually just, where was it again? Was it, hold on, yeah, I think it's somewhere here. No, hold on. Did I mark that map correctly? I don't think I did, actually. You know where that actually does belong? That blue dot? This belongs just a little bit to the left. That's right. Now we're getting to the right spot. There we go. Save that. Let's save that again. Like so. Good. And refresh that. Yes. Now this looks more correct. So yeah, I after last Tuesday's stream ended, I decided to do a little bit more exploring on my own, and I went to actually visit the Factional Fight Brothers deed. And of course, they left their deed up and running, but they moved to another server. I forget which one it was. Was it Deliverance? Could be. Or no. It was the one starting with, was it maybe Release? I forget. Either of the two. Anyhow, yeah, it was still up and running, and I just explored the area a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those guys. Are they playing still Wurm? I'm sure they will come back at some point, though. And hello there, Jal Krim. Welcome to the stream. Did they add new islands? So these are all servers. And of course, in a way, it looks kind of like a... These look a little bit like islands when you look at them all together this way, but actually these are all servers, and so they're sort of their own worlds, right? And then the islands are these little ones within those servers. And I myself, I live on an island. I live on this one. But anyhow, guys, yeah, so the idea is that we have this handy dandy button here, pick destination, and it will choose a random location. It will set a marker here somewhere, and we shall do our best to go to that spot. If it's not too close to any of the places we've been, obviously we're not gonna, go to the, I should probably mark this area down here, since this is, all places I've been to which are close to my island. And obviously if it's down in the middle of the sea, we don't want to be exploring the middle of the sea, right? So we will give it another roll if that does happen. So I think we're ready. I did actually, I worked hard to make sure everything was prepared for today's stream, got my horsey ready, got all of my food and provisions ready, and I'm good to go. So let's get down to it then. So 3, 2, 1, pick destination, and the marker ended up on Exodus. So I feel like this, I'm thinking to myself, is this like a little bit too close to this area? Whether or not it's worth visiting. I feel it's a little bit close. I really feel like something a little bit more refreshing. So we're just going to press that again. And oh, this is actually Shrimpy's Island. Now, Shrimpy, of course, I have been there. Shrimpy is going to be doing an imp-along, and from what I hear, it's going to be the last imp-along he will do. I guess I've heard he's getting married or something like that, and he won't have as much time. So Shrimpy is, wasn't he one of the GMs or something like that? I'm not quite sure. I know he's a part of the staff, isn't he? But anyhow, he organizes a player event every December, which he calls Shrimp Along. So, we're not going to go there, since that's, of course, a place we've all been to, we've all seen, and I have certainly been there. I should probably mark those areas, actually, for this map. I'm going to do that next time. So let's pick the destination one more time. And, of course, now we ended up on top of the blue area. And, as time goes, each week we do this is going to start to happen more and more, that we start to have overlapping, areas that we've already been to. And of course, in the end, it's going to come to this point where the whole map is full of these blue dots. So, yeah, and that will be probably start to be the time when I should stop doing these Wurm Roulette things. But we're not quite there yet. So let's pick another destination. Now here's a little bit something better. Independence, but it's in the water, and it's right on the shoreline, so I feel like that's a little bit too easy as well. I mean, we want to have something where there's a little bit of a challenge to get there, right? Okay, that's in the water. Let's do another one. Okay, this one I can go for. Deliverance. Now this is more like it. It's more inwards. It's gonna, take some work to actually get there. I've never been to this area, so let's do this one. Deliverance it is today, and we'll take a screenshot of that and place it into our map here. And let's put it right down. Let's keep actually the name of the server visible like so. And we shall save this into my files, and we'll update it on the stream. So we're going to go all the way over to the Twitch folder. I really need to organize my files one of these days. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to update it from OBS as well, I see. There we go. Good. And yeah, I think we're ready to get going then. We shall board our ship and head for Deliverance then. Plot course. Let's just make sure. Yes, Deliverance. Hold on, let me think now. If we're... Deliverance, we should almost go... We should almost first go to another server, so here's how we should actually do it. So what we should do is plot our course from this island. We'll go south, and we'll plot our course to another server, and then plot from there up to Deliverance, so we can sort of make it short and snappy. So let's go to release, and then we're going to go to Deliverance after that. Okay, and raise the anchor. And Jarl Krim, oh, so you played Wurm a long time ago, did you? And when was that? Do you remember? Like how many years ago that might have been? So there are a few new servers. Well, they're not new anymore, of course. So, for instance, Xanadu, what was this? Maybe 2014, 2015, something like that, when Xanadu came out. I can't remember now whether one of these other small servers was also a new one. Probably one of the other Wurmians here would be able to say. And hello, Yaga, nice to see you. How are you doing? Yaga and I have been very much trying to figure out the mystery of the candelabras. So some candelabras, well, no, actually the zone seems to affect it. According to your studies, Yaga, that if the candelabras are in certain zones of the land, then they never run out. They never become extinguished if they are on deed, while in other zones they actually do. So, for instance, I have a whole bunch of candelabras in this building, and the candles run out like so often. I have to actually replace the candles every few days. It's really, really annoying. And so, Jarl, you played a couple of years ago. I see. Ah, so it was Twitch that introduced you to the wonderful community that is Wurm, yes. So what was just out of curiosity, and yes, I have to say the Wurm community is pretty amazing. Like, out of all of the, I'm not even sweet talking now, guys. Like, in complete honesty, I have to say that out of all of the MMO communities I have gotten to know over the many years that I've been playing MMOs, by far, Wurm's community is the best. At least if you don't look at the forums. Like if you're just playing the game and ignore all the sort of drama that goes on in the forums, then absolutely it is just a really sweet, lovely, friendly, helpful community. Absolutely. And so, just out of curiosity, oh Yaga, so you are on Delhi. Nice. Whereabouts are you, Yaga, on the coordinates? We'll have a look at the map, actually. And yeah, so Jarl, I meant to ask, so what was the thing that drove you away from Wurm? Second of all, what do you play now? And third of all, do you ever feel a sort of wistful feeling about Wurm that you feel like you want to come back and play? There are no guns in Wurm. I saw you were asking that earlier, Draco. I guess it doesn't really, I mean, this is a medieval game. I'm not sure when guns actually started to exist, but this is, the sword and shield and bow and crossbow time of history, so that would probably be a little bit too early for when guns came out. So Yaga, your deeds are around Q22 on Deliverance. Let's have a look-see here. So PQR, yes, Q22. So maybe what we could do. So are you on the? Thank you so much for the follow, Killdeer Studios. Welcome to the stream. So Yaga, are you on the eastern shore or the western shore here? Q22. Let me just make a little annotation there and put Yaga. And maybe if we have time, I'm pretty sure we will have time, but we can maybe come and visit you if you like. So Jarl says late 1400s for guns. I see. And medieval times, what would that have been like year-wise? What did I need to do? I needed to... Gosh, I needed to do something. Ah, yes, I needed to check the coordinates of where we're actually going today. So, let's just have a look here, actually. So, no, we don't have the coordinates there, so I'm going to have a look from here. So, there's this lake, and then there's this little mountain over here. It's just on the west side of that mountain. Okay, so... Lake... Ah, it's right there actually. So that's where we need to go. Okay, good. Something like that. And I have to make sure I am also actually on auto run. Yes, good. And what server did I plot my course for? Release, yes. So we're going to go to release and then over to Deliverance. We're going to sort of use the server border system to get back and forth. Thank you for the follow, Jarl. And am I saying your name correctly? Would that be correct to say Jarl Krim? Or would it be like Jarl? And Yaga, you're going to head towards the south coast to meet me, if you don't mind. No, I don't mind at all. So Yaga, what we'll first do though is we're going to go and, you know, because we're first going to be going to this location, and then we'll come and see you after that. So maybe there's not really much use to you meeting me at that point yet. But instead, once we... Yeah, see, actually, you know what we're going to be doing is... what I'll probably do is I'll park my ship over here and go by horseback to this location, and then I'll probably come... by horse along the land, just so we have a little bit of an adventure going on. So actually don't meet me. Instead, I will just go that way, and I'll come and see you once we're done with this area. How does that sound? So you're on the peninsula, the western shore of the peninsula. I see. So let's just have a look here. So, western shore of this peninsula. So you're probably around there then. Okay. And so... Jarl Krim, like... Okay. So that's how you say it. I want to be able to say that the correct way. So Jarl, you stopped playing because your first friend that you made in the game passed away. Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. How devastating. And you want to play again, but it's such a grind. You didn't get to play very long, so you didn't learn that much, but it's quite fun. Yeah, now the thing is that, yes, I mean, there is just no doubt that Wurm is a very, very grindy game, isn't it? However... Unlike many other MMOs where there's also a grind, I always feel in Wurm that there's no pressure and then there's no hurry to get things done. I sort of go at my own little pace and make things as I go along that I need, and I never feel like I need to get my skills up higher than I need them at that particular moment. I think that's one of the charms of this game, is that there's not that kind of... I feel the pressure to grind much more in something like World of Warcraft, for instance. So technically medieval times would have been around 950 to 1500. I see. So it was sort of like they sort of overlapped with the gun age then, or the not gun age, but the beginning of the guns arriving then. So there's a little bit of overlap, I guess. And the 1500s was when the Spanish started using the tercio, which is a formation of pikemen in the square around a musketman. I see. And Killdeer, you first played Wurm during the V invasions. You don't actually remember the year. 2013, 2014. Yeah, that was around the time that I started playing as well, Killdeer. So are you still playing, or what are you up to these days? Hello, Mr. Laggy. Welcome to stream. And Jensen, oh my gosh, 15 months. How time passes. Thank you so much for sticking with me, with my ups and my downs, my silly phases and my grumpy phases. And you know what I think I need to do, Jensen, is I'm going to have to, just because of you, I'm going to have to start making some new subscriber badges. Because I think the highest one I have right now is just like 1 year. I don't understand it, guys. How does the time pass so fast? It's scary. It really is. And how are you doing today, Mr. Laggy? And thanks, by the way, Mr. Laggy was so kind, because I made this housing video for World of Warcraft. So so let me just advertise that to you guys as well. So when Classic WoW released, I wanted to make, or rather I should say, I subscribed because I wanted to play Classic WoW, and but my subscription is going to be ending soon. I thought it would have already ended, but I still have a little bit of time. So I decided to make the best use of that, and I made a whole bunch of like WoW videos in this past days. And anyhow, yeah, so I made this one about how I feel player housing should be. And let me just actually, while we're sailing, let me just actually share that with you guys. So let's just put this on pause. we're not going to look at the whole thing. I'm just going to share with you what my idea is, okay?
My joints feel like...
Hold on.
Butter.
Nelly.
We're in the wrong body! Weaknesses, heat...
So I have a whole, like, I'm explaining a whole bunch of stuff there in the beginning. And then we come to my idea. So... the solution is so simple and yet so obvious, because you see, the houses players could purchase already exist in the game and can be found all over Azeroth, catering to many tastes, giving players a huge selection of homes to choose from. I'm talking about all those houses we've seen that have their doors sealed shut, the ones that you can't actually go into because the entire building is a mere decoration. Isn't it about time that we make use of that wasted space? Imagine if instead the doors could be actually used, just like mailboxes, callboards, and guild vaults. Right-clicking a door could have various functions depending on your home ownership status. If you did not yet own a home, you'd get a pop-up describing the type of house, its size, amenities, and price. If you already owned the house at that address, right-clicking the door could simply be the way to instantly enter your home instead. So upon entering, how would your house look inside? Well, that problem is pretty much solved as well, since the designs and graphics already exist in the game. The many floor plans and designs of existing accessible houses could simply be reused for player housing, again giving players a huge selection of styles to choose from. Perhaps the default style could be matching the exterior, so for instance buying a home in Ironforge would produce a typical dwarven look inside as well. But if you gained reputation with other factions, you could purchase additional styles to redecorate the insides with. As for furniture, I strongly feel like it's high time WoW introduced lumberjacking, carpentry, and masonry. Not only could players finally make their own bows and crossbows, but make furniture for their homes as well. Obviously, we should be allowed to place furniture, carpets, paintings, and other decorations freely, with similar tools the devs use to create environments. This idea for player housing is something I've thought about for years, so it was high time to do a video about it. If you agree that this would be a perfect way to implement player housing, like this video and let's try and get some hype going on. Maybe we could get Blizzard's attention and get them to consider something like this. I'll leave you now with a taste of just some of the locations I've found throughout Azeroth. Imagine yourself walking up to any of these doors and calling it home. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, obviously, but if you guys want to watch that whole video, here is the link for that. And anyhow, the reason we actually started talking about that was because Mr. Laggy arrived to our Wurm stream, and I just want to thank you, Mr. Laggy. You had reposted that or shared that on Twitter, so thank you so much for that. And glad to see you as always. And yeah, guys. And hello there, Happy Rice Ball, love your name. And why is that not a thing? Yeah, I don't know, like, I would love to know whether or not they ever, like, what was the thinking of having houses that have doors just sealed shut? Because at least when I've played WoW, every time I come across a door like that, I feel this little feeling of disappointment that, man, I want to see, like, what's on the inside. And they've never made any proper use of those buildings. They're just decorations, and it feels so immersion breaking to me somehow. So that would be the perfect way, you know. They wouldn't have to think of some solution for where they're going to put the houses. They wouldn't have to construct some kind of fake, housing zone where everyone has to go to, which doesn't feel like you're like living in the world, right? So I just thought that would be a really cool way to do it. You would feel like, imagine you'd come out of your house and you'd be directly right in Ironforge or directly right in Stormwind. You'd feel like you actually live there. And yes, exactly, Mr. Laggy. And what's the situation, by the way, right now? Okay, we're still sailing towards the server, but did the direction of the wind change? Let's just check here quickly. A strong breeze is coming from the southwest. Okay, so the wind is actually pushing against us, so no wonder we're going so slow. But we're pretty much close to the server border by now, so hopefully it'll go fast. So yes, Du Jensen, Deliverance is our goal today, as you can see there in the map on the right hand side. So we will first be visiting that spot that you can see the marker on, and then we're going to go see Yaga after that. And let me just catch up a little bit with the chat here. Yeah, so I was saying, Du Jensen, that I'm going to have to make some new badges, subscriber badges. I never imagined that this would be nearly a year and a half later, that I'd still be streaming and still enjoying it so much. So I definitely need to make some more. And Jarl, you were saying that but by comparison to other games, the grind is an enjoyable one. It's well paced and the progression is very satisfying. So do you mean oh, hold on, I missed a part before that. So you were saying the only reason the grind is an issue is because you've gotten promoted over the years. You're a kitchen manager now, so your time is rather limited, so you think it's just you wanting to be able to sink more time in. Ah, yes, that totally makes sense. I totally get that. Worm is definitely like a hard game to play if you don't have very much time on your hands, isn't it? That definitely is true. Of course, one option, Jarl, is playing Wurm Unlimited and playing on one of the servers that have faster progression. That's an option, but of course, you guys know I'm not so much for like I personally wouldn't recommend like playing on a Wurm Unlimited server simply because you don't know where all that hard work, if somebody decides to shut their server. But then again, of course, if it's a server where there's really fast progress, then it's not like you invested that much time anyhow, if you're able to get things done pretty quickly. And but yeah, then you were saying that it is an enjoyable grind regardless, Yoral. And yeah, Mr. Lackey, I'm doing well, thanks. You might have noticed that I just made a whole bunch of videos in the past days, and the reason for that is because I got those new computer parts. So now my computer is so fast that I literally don't have to wait for like progress bars and for like before I upgraded my machine. If I was using Photoshop or my editing software, I literally had like huge like optimization issues over and over, and I had to like sit and wait for things to happen. So now I've been like super inspired to get so many things done because I don't have to wait anymore. It was totally worth investing in those new parts. I'm so glad we finally got my computer up and running as well. And by the way, Mr. Laggy, guys, he is one of my favorite. I know, Mr. Laggy, I haven't had time to watch any streams lately. I haven't watched your stream. I haven't watched anyone's stream really in the past weeks. Maybe a little bit of Bloody Drongo's stream, but that's about it. But anyhow, Mr. Laggy is a delightful, lovely guy. I love his streams. So we're going to do a shout out for your stream, Mr. Laggy. And also, I don't remember the address for the podcast that you and I forget your friend's name. The podcast that you guys do, but please do share that as well. So, Mr. Laggy and his friend, they make they do a podcast together where they guide and talk about they guide people who are small streamers on Twitch and who, maybe are starting out, and we're all sort of in the same boat, that we're all small streamers, and Mr. Laggy and his friend are. So, it's a discussion about what people can do to, get more visibility, how to get their streams working better, keep people coming in, what games to play and so forth. So I absolutely recommend going and checking that out as well. Yeah, please do share that link, Mr. Laggy, as well for the podcast that you guys do. And let me see, what else do we have here? Still reading the chat. Yeah, you have the founder badge, Du Jensen. I'm glad that I'm really glad that they actually implemented that to Twitch. That's really nice, I think, to be able to, those people who were there from the beginning and still supporting you. I like that they get some recognition from that. And hello, LumiVox. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. You should go back to this game. It's so peaceful. Yes, it is peaceful indeed. Sometimes it can be a little bit too peaceful, like when you're out like sailing and you're going against the wind. By the way, guys, so they are implementing a change to an update to the ships. So you will be able to furl your sails soon. Now, I do know it's supposed to help for parking your ship next to, you know, in a dock somewhere. But I don't know, is it going to be able to speed up when we're like sailing against the wind? That question is still unanswered for me. I know I was like pondering that out loud in last week's stream as well. I'm not sure if anyone did actually respond to that. If they did, I didn't notice. And okay, here we are on. We are now on release. So now we're gonna plot our course for Deliverance. Let's just double check and make sure. Deliverance, yes. And then we're gonna turn around and then go against the server border again, and then we will end up on the south edge of Deliverance. And I'll just explain what the hell I'm doing here. So again, we departed from the south of Xanadu. From there, we went to the we went to Release, to the top of Release. Now we're turning around and going to the top of Release to the bottom of Deliverance, which is where we need to go. So that's the reason we sort of hop-skipped over one like server to get to the south of this one, if that makes sense. Because if we would have gone directly from the south of Xanadu to Deliverance, that would have meant we would have come out here at the very top, and we would have had to sail all the way to the bottom. So, okay, we are now on Deliverance, guys. And I hate how it always like makes this sort of visual, like you might have like disembarked, but okay, what do we see here? What do we see? So here's the map. And we see a mountain right there. I wonder if that's the mountain right away. That could very well be it. And what if that bump over there, it's either one of these. This one over here. So this is a very long sloping mountain, which doesn't really... Oh, maybe it's this one actually. Maybe that's it. Let's just sail around the corner and see if there's a little like bay right there. If it is, then it's this thing right here. But that might be a good place to park our boat anyhow. I have a feeling that this thing is indeed this thing here. Yes. Somebody has some huge castle. I think they're still working on it. There's some walls that you can see that are unfinished still. And hello, Curb. Nice to see you back. How are you doing this Tuesday? And hello, AP. Nice to see you back as well. Caretaker Ebriel reporting for duty. And thank you, Yaga. Thanks for the welcome. And Lumivox, I guess the population of Wurm has never been like a huge one anyhow. So, but from what I understand, it is kind of in a decline. However, they are actually going to be releasing Wurm on, like actual Wurm Online on Steam sometime next year. What do you think of that? In the beginning, they will not be connecting the servers to each other. I'm not sure about the future, what happens after that. But the game will be exactly the same as we have here in these older servers. Yes, guys, I think that's it. So that mountain was this, and here's the little part dipping in over there. So let's just let's go and park our boats over at this place here. There's a nice looking harbor, and we will continue our adventures from there. Of course, okay, so this mountain where we need to get to is actually that one right there, yes. Okay. We could, of course, park over there as well. That looks like it's kind of like still being worked on So maybe we will park over here instead. And besides, there's a guard tower in case I get into trouble in the beginning there. Sometimes what seems to happen is when you disembark... Oh, there's a troll over there as well. As soon as you disembark your ship, a whole bunch of mobs come and attack you. Like that happens to me once in a while. I think this would be a nice little spot right here, actually. So it's not deeded yet if I want to like get my creature cage. Lands of Wurm, yes. Let's moor right here. Right there. Good. And there's a spider that we're going to have to take care of right away. So let me just get my water up quickly before I even get my horse out. Because, oh, is that Yaga over there? Witch Doctor Yaga the 15th. So did Yaga come to welcome us to the server? Okay, so he's going to take care of the monsters, I guess, while I get my horse out. Let's just unload here. Spider abuse. AP always protecting the animals of Wurm. AP loves to tame animals. Load cargo. There we go. Now look at that. What a nice fancy thing you have going for your horse here. So is that actually... And you know what I wish we had in this game? I wish we had a curtsy. I know I can bow. Hold, is that under nice? Yes. Yes, so she will bow, but I wish I could curtsy, like you can also in World of Warcraft. Witch Doctor Yaga the 15th Deva, Lord of Doongard. Such fanciness going on. And that's interesting, the horse. So you have this, what's that called again? Let's look. The barding. So I'm guessing that part of the barding is this thing on the face. I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen that before. But yeah, you just have a normal bridle on the horse. But the barding also creates this thing on the horse's head. I've never actually noticed that before. And is that a leather barding? I think it is, isn't it? Yes, it's a leather one. The leather one is kind of cool, actually. And thank you for the follow, A Box of Photons. Welcome to the stream. Are you a Wurm player as well, A Box? My personal bodyguard. Well, Yaga, thank you for the offer, but I rather do these explorations on my own. And I also rather try and get through them. It's sort of like it's whenever I do these explorations on Tuesdays, I like them to be kind of a challenge, so I can get my character to the location on my own, so I can figure out the right route to get there on my own, and I have to fight my way through the monsters to get there as well. But I appreciate the offer. Let's do it this way, that Yaga, that I will go and do my exploration, and then I will come and visit you after that if you're still around. It shouldn't take too long to get to that point, though, because that's right at the root of the mountain up there. So, and A Box of Photons. You first heard of this game moments ago. I see. So, so just through this stream, or how did you hear about Wurm? And very nice of you to join us here on the stream. I stream Wurm every Tuesday, so I come and do these explorations Let me show you here. So these are all the PvE servers. Of course, Wurm also has PvP servers, and every Tuesday I press this button and it chooses a random location where we will go and try and get to. Even if it's on the top of a mountain, I have the things that I need to try and climb to the top of a mountain. And we did do that during some of the first streams. Oh, it was this one actually. That's where we had to climb the mountain. So yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for you to learn a little bit about Wurm. AP. Remember, kids, always bury your dead. Free money is the best kind of money. Yes, you do get a little bit of money when you, or you have the chance, rather, of getting, let me just, bid a goodbye to Yaga there, and we will visit him later if he's still around. So now, the next thing we have to do I have any grass with me? Because I'm going to have to tame the horse to get a saddle on it. We do have 5 bunches of grass, so let's try and tame the horse and then put a saddle on it. And I have a ebony black horse, which is the fastest kind of horse you can get in the game. It's a 5-speed, of course. So for those who don't know very much about Wurm, there's something interesting right there, that when you can, not only can you breed animals, but you can, the animals have like a DNA kind of system in Wurm, so they all have their own personal attributes. And when you breed a fast horse with a fast horse, you're going to get most likely fast foals. And then there's, of course, other attributes, you know, strength, and there are bad attributes as well that the animals can have. And so that's actually what I do for work in Wurm is, I caused some aggression. I'm going to have to quickly turn my character around, take off my sword so that I don't actually injure the horse, because it's going to start to attack me. It didn't like my taming attempt so much, so let's just give this another go. Don't want to be killing my horse right first thing. That would be embarrassing. But yeah, so that's a really, really, really cool system about Wurm, that the animals can actually, that you can breed the animals and that they have these traits to them. That is like so cool. Thanks so much for the follow, Elvarath, and welcome to the stream. Are you also a Wurm player? And I'm going to catch up with the chat any moment. Oh, and so Box of Photons, you picked this, oh, jeez. This horse does not want to become tamed, does it? You picked this stream at random, and that's how you heard of the game. Oh, I see. Well, very nice that you dropped in. So, a Box of Photons, do you play MMOs in general yourself? And if you do, which ones are you playing? And so, some information about Wurm is that, of course, you have probably heard of Minecraft, right? Well, Minecraft, made by Notch, he's a Swedish guy, and, you know, way, way back in the day, way, way, way before Minecraft even existed, Notch, you know, he was a game developer in Sweden. Oh, we got it tamed, guys, thank God. Let me quickly get the saddle on him and quickly untame him, because the monsters will actually attack him if they see him, so if he's tame. So let me just quickly put this stuff on. So you can only put the saddles and horseshoes and bridles on a horse that are either branded or else tame. So that's why we're in a rush to do this quickly. There's the bridle and the saddle is there. Good. And you know what I did, guys? I actually, well, it's a funny bug, by the way. It's a funny bug that once the Christmas saddlebags have been attached to a saddle, if you take the saddlebags off, you are left with this bug that it looks like it still has it, but as you can see, empty saddlebags. I've reported this once, but they haven't like fixed that yet. Okay, manage animals, and then we're going to untame it. Yes. now it's safe from animals trying to attack it. So, whew, that's the most important thing, because that actually happened to me one time. I got off my boat, tried to tame it. My horse got instantly killed, and I was just like a very unfortunate situation. Anyhow, getting back to Notch. So, anyhow, Notch was a Swedish guy, doing game development in Sweden. He and his buddy Rolf, they were making a game together. They were making a Sandbox game together called Wurm Online. And so they worked on this together, and then Notch wanted to go off and do his own thing. He had some different ideas, and so he left the team and he went off and he made Minecraft after that. So actually you will find a lot of Minecrafty kinds of things in Wurm. For instance, the ground can be terraformed and shaped by players. So you see this road here. Players have had to even this out to make a road. Players can also change the biomes, so it looks like somebody's actually planted some apple trees here. And the biome of this tile probably was just dirt before. Now it's paved as cobblestone. So that's a sort of similarity to that you'll find to Minecraft. So that's pretty cool, huh? Anyhow, let me quickly just make sure I have everything I need, and then I'm going to catch up with the chat as we start walking. And let me see here. Do I have any cotton on me? Okay, let's equip my sword and shield. Oh, and you know what, guys? I should log on with my other settings. Let me quickly relog onto the game with my other settings, so that you guys can actually see those texts, because I had like the small text that I usually have when I play by default. So, and I think we can also just shut Photoshop here as well. Let's just shut all that stuff down, and we're going to choose high settings, and we're going to have a little bit better graphics, and also larger text. Can shut that one down as well. Good. There we go. And now you guys can actually read this text at least partially, right? Okay. Yeah, I was checking that I have everything that I need. So let me see my inventory. Okay, we don't have any cotton. Do I have any cotton here in the ship? I better have, because I should have some here. Yes, good. There we go. Cotton. And we'll just combine that. Oh, hold on. I did have a big bunch, actually. No. What's the weight of that? 24? Well, that's okay. Let's put that there. Good. Because I'm sure we're going to be fighting a lot of stuff on the way. So, food, water, cotton, and booze. Booze, yes. Okay, we have everything we need. Good. Then we'll start heading northwards then, while I check the chat. And the music. Oh yes, I thought something was missing, guys. It was because we watched that video. I forgot to turn the music back on. So it looks like there's an abandoned deed here. So this used to have a house, because you can see somebody had some wooden floors, but oh, there's a bug there. But their house has decayed, and there's a troll over there as well. So I'm glad we got that horse thing taken care of so quickly, because those trolls, they can sniff you from long distances. So, oh, actually there's a guard tower. So let me just actually get the guard tower on that troll while I take care of this bug here. You can call the guards to start attacking like mobs, so, and we'll go help the guards as well. And there's another cave bug, actually. Let me just take care of that as well. See, this is what I mean. As soon as you get off a boat, all the monsters come in trying to kill you. Okay, let me now finally catch up with what you guys are saying here. And Happy Rice Ball, you were asking, is Wurm open PvP? There is PvP servers, yes, and it's a full loot open world PvP on those servers. And let's just go help out with this troll. And Lumivux, you were asking earlier on, are the mobs still a challenge for you at this point? No. These days I have good enough gear that I manage quite well, unless it's a champion troll. Champion troll and some other champion critters can be a little bit tough still. At least with those one, I definitely have to go off and like heal before I can continue the fight. And Du Jensen, you were saying that Delhi is one of the servers with a really nice community map. Yeah, I probably, you guys know that I won't use a community map unless I absolutely have to. I want to try and like figure things out just based on, you know, the shape of the land alone, and see if I can navigate my way to the right location. But then, of course, it's good that the community maps do exist if I do run into some trouble. And Mr. Lackey, you were asking earlier, is Red Dead Online still holding your attention? You're hoping it goes on sale, but you're doubtful since it was just released on PC. Yes, I was actually just playing that yesterday, just like off stream. I was playing the story of the game, and yes, I'm still loving it very, very much. I need to do more like Red Dead Redemption streams. I've just been so busy lately. Let me just see if there's anything of value here. No. We're just gonna bury this guy. And so, Curb, you were asking earlier on, how do you know if any area has strong monsters or not? Do they have levels so you can see when you fight them? No. So it's not like WoW or many other like MMOs, theme park MMOs, where there are like leveled areas. No, not at all. It's more like Ultima Online. So in this map, the animals and mobs will spawn at random. They are different, like, you know, like if we talk about like how hard they are to kill, and they roam around on their own, so they are not stuck to their spawn point. So for instance, that troll, if I wanted to, I could have actually ran all the way over here and had him chase me all the way over here, and he would have stayed there if I would have left him there. So I think that's super cool. I love that the game is that way. And the only way for you to know what is hard to kill and what is not is simply by experience. Now, luckily, it's pretty easy to like outrun the mobs. So let's say if you were a new player and you made the mistake of attacking a troll, you know, with one hit, you would already notice that, oh shit, this is way too hard for me. And you would be able to sort of like run, unless it stunned you. You'd be able to run away. I should probably butcher this for the cochineal. Let's see. Let's just butcher this guy, and then we'll bury him. And hello there, Zampera. Nice to see you back. Yes, and actually, you said it looks like a nightmare. So Nightmare is a black horse, a pure black horse that you have in Ultima Online, and you were right on the dot there, Zamfero, because the one who made the skin for this horse is myself, actually. So back in the old days, I can just show you guys. Hold on. Wurm Online horses. So I am not a developer of the game. Instead, I'm just a player, but I I volunteered to make some horse skins. So back when I first started playing Wurm Online, there was only these colors: gray, white, black, brown, and gold. And I really felt like it would be really cool if the game had more horse colors. So several years ago, I asked them that, guys, I would actually be able to make more horse skins for you if you like. I'd love to do that, you know, for free, just as a fan of the game. And they said sure. And so I made these 3 ones here. So that ebony black actually is inspired from the nightmare of Ultima Online, because I always loved the nightmares of Ultima Online, right? And then a few years later, the devs approached me that, hey, Kats, we really loved your first skins that you made, these 3. Could you make some more? And so then I made 5 more. So all of these new ones are made by myself. And yes, the nightmare is actually, you'll actually see a video about that. Let me show you guys. I'm just going to show the little bit there about the horses, or about the Ultima Online nightmare. Let me see videos. Where is it? There we go.
My joints feel
So hold on, I have to let
like butter.
Nelly.
We're in the wrong bodies! Weaknesses, heat.
It's been ages as well.
see.
Let's go up to the stables.
Man, I had a much worse mic back then. Oh yeah, here I'm showing in like 3DS Max. Oh no, sorry, not Max, but Blender. So
Favorite, because it's always bothered me how light the black horses were.
okay, hold on. Let me just turn off Spotify for a moment.
Between the piebald and skewbald pinto. Third came the jet black, which was later called the ebony black. This one is my personal favorite, because it's always bothered me how light the black horses were in Wurm. So someone might wonder, why not then just improve the already existing black color and make it darker? But any of you old Ultima Online players out there will remember the value of pure black nightmares. In fact, there were many types of shades of black nightmares in the game, and the pure black with the longest mane was the rarest one and most valued. So there is value in having some which are very similar but slightly better. After the results of the...
So yeah, anyhow, if anyone's interested in that video, we're sort of completely going off on like on tangents here where we should get focused. But yeah, let's put the music back before I forget that. But yeah, so for anyone who was curious about that, these are inspired from the nightmares. And for those who don't know what Ultima Online is, Ultima Online was an MMO created by Richard Garriott, who made the Ultima series back in the 90s, the RPG games, and Ultima Online was one of the first commercial MMOs ever, released in 1997, and it is still up and running, which is amazing. So we're gonna grab the cochineal like so, and then just bury this guy. So this red stuff that I gathered, you can make dyes from that and paint stuff with it. Paint furniture, ships, houses, and so forth. Okay, finally, let me see. And I'm still actually catching up with the chat, so let me just do that quickly as well. So, a box of photons. At the moment, your poison is Elder Scrolls Online. Nice. It is a beautiful game, Elder Scrolls. I played that for quite a bit a few years ago, and I'll probably be back at some point as well. And AP, yeah, in Wurm, the Hell Horses are much more like, well, yeah, like the Hell Horses are like nightmares in the way that they behave and, you know, how ferocious and how dangerous they are. Of course, these black ones are just normal horses, but they look pure black. So these are just, you can't fight with these guys. But what AP is talking about are these hell horses that you can see over here. Somebody has some hell horses in their paddock there, so you can see a hell horse there. You can see even when I mouse over, it's like red, so it's like a dangerous animal, whereas these are just normal horses. And I guess they don't fight amongst each other unless somebody has put those I don't know, I guess hell horses don't eat meat, do they? They just eat the grass. Oh yeah, AP, that's true. There was the video of where I recreated a location in Elder Scrolls Online in Wurm. We're not going to look at that video, but I can just get the link for that video if you're interested in that. Photon, let me see, where is it? This one. And yeah, I'd forgotten all about that video actually. Good. There we go. Let's just shut that now. And still catching up with the chat here. And Happy Rice Ball, you checked out my portfolio and you liked the stuff there. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to say. Happy Rice Ball, are you are you an artist yourself as well? And Lumivox, you were saying that as you played Wurm quite a few years ago, you always kept an eye on it, which brought you to my YouTube channel, and you ended up following me on Twitch also. You like the game and my soft voice. It's the cherry on top of the cake. Oh, thanks, Lumi. And Lumi, do I remember correctly that you started... didn't you start watching my streams back when I was working on the horse market? I somehow connect you to that time when I was building it. Yeah, Mr. Laggy, if Red Dead Redemption would be on sale on PS4, but then we wouldn't be able to play. Yeah, I would love to go oh man, Mr. Laggy, I would love to go exploring with you in Red Dead Redemption. You know, just like off stream. Of course, if you wanted to stream, you'd be absolutely free to do that, but I would love to just be able to focus on, you know, having a lovely time with you there exploring. Because I find that if I'm like grouped together with somebody and I'm streaming at the same time, it doesn't work for me at all. I'd rather be off stream in those situations. But you're of course absolutely free to stream that if you wanted. Oh, it's 65% off on PS4 right now, says Du Jensen. Red Dead Redemption 2. And Curb, yeah, no problem. I'm just sorry that you were saying that. Thanks for going all the way up to answer you. Yeah, I know, guys. This is probably very frustrating for you to just see me standing here as I'm trying to, like, you know, catch up with the chat. But I really don't want to miss the things that you guys are saying, and you know, it makes me feel bad. So, what is? Oh, did the troll actually kill one of those guards? I think we need to bury this guy. I wish I had like a stone, you know, the burial stone, and we could give him a proper burial. If there would be any oh, I don't even have my... Do I have a pickaxe with me even? I'm not even sure. Yeah, we'll just bury him just normally. Poor guy. Or was that a gal, actually? And, And AP, you need to, talking about like new textures, you said you need to get them to let you make a new rose bush. It's one of the few remaining OG assets, yeah. There are some like textures in Wurm that are, you can really tell that they're like super old, that they really need to like upgrade for sure. And you know, I would love to help Wurm out more, but you know, as a volunteer, it's very time consuming work, so I just don't have the time to just volunteer all of my time to like help Wurm out. If they'd be willing to like hire another artist, I have offered myself up as wanting to join the team several times, but I don't think they're hiring any artists. What is that running over there? It's an aged troll. Should we go kill it while we're talking here? Oh, hell horses will also eat meat, says AP. I see. Well, I wonder why the hell horses... I wonder if they put those normal horses in there as like food for the hell horses then. And hell horses absolutely hate tamed animals, and they will attack them on sight. I didn't know that, AP. That's good to know. Wow, I actually caught up with the chat now. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep up now. There's another troll over there. Man, there's lots of trolls in this area. So for those of you who are sort of seeing Wurm for the first time or don't know very much about Wurm, do you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask? Phantom, you were saying that you play Elder Scrolls Online, right? So do you have a house in Elder Scrolls Online? I think it was Phantom. Yes. No, Photons, sorry, a box of Photons was saying that they play Elder Scrolls Online. So do you have a house there, Photons? Mr. Laggy, you're saying it looks like it's 25% off on the site? Red Dead Redemption 2 PC is 25% off right now? But it won't let you log in to confirm. Really? What the heck? But it's on sale now? Really? And if it makes a Hellhorse really mad, says AP, it will make it rain fire. What the heck? I've never seen that happen. And a box of Photons, you've never been interested in the housing aspect of Elder Scrolls. You know. So the last time I logged on to Elder Scrolls, I actually logged on to check out the housing thing. It was, I think it was when they first introduced it. And, you know, even though the houses look really amazing, even though the decoration possibilities looked pretty, like it looked like you could do a lot of cool stuff with the decorations, I just didn't find the housing very interesting in Elder Scrolls for some reason. And I am very much one who loves like player housing in different MMOs. I can't really put my finger on it, like was possibly one of the reasons that Elder Scrolls allows you to own many houses, so it sort of waters down the experience. Like I think if you could only have one house, then you would feel like, okay, I want to put all my effort into this one house, right? And also probably the fact that it's like you go in there and you're all alone, and like what next, you know? So for instance, in Wurm, in Wurm, the way the housing works is that instead of owning a house, which you can absolutely do, by the way, you can, first of all, you can build houses anywhere on the land. If the land is not claimed by anyone, for instance, I think this tile that I'm standing on right now, yes, it says the grass is wild and seems to like it here. You see a patch of grass. It's just wild land. So if I wanted to, I could build a house right here, right now, this very moment. In fact, you know, probably 95% of like Wurm land is free, just free for the taking. But yeah, so what people do is you can either build a house or you can claim land and build houses on that land, as many or as few as you like. And on the land, so the way the houses work is that they're built like wall by wall, floor by floor. Oh, we have an anaconda after us as well. Where's that anaconda? It's in the grass somewhere. There it is. So it's not any pre-designed houses in Wurm. Instead, each wall is built by you, and they have different materials. So you completely decide the design of the house. Everything you have to build yourself. You know, for a wooden house wall, you're gonna have to chop down trees, make logs out of the fallen tree, make planks out of that. You're gonna have to mine for some iron so that you can smelt it and then build nails, and then only then, once you have the materials, you can build that one wall. So you can really see that, like, and also same goes for the furniture. You make it all yourself. So it's a completely different like world from the Elder Scrolls Online like housing, and also on your land. You know, the size of your land completely depends on you. You can expand it for as large as you want until it starts to bump into other people's places, or as small as you want. Obviously, the larger it is, the more it's going to cost you as well. I myself, I own an entire island, and it costs me about, like, it's a huge island though, like it's how would I compare size wise? Well, it can fit endless amounts of like houses. I'm trying to make it into a little kingdom, and I pay like 16 silver for that every month, which equates to around 16 euros. If you were to buy that money like from the shop, and when you consider that you own your whole entire island, I don't think that's too bad. I mean, it's a little bit too large for just one person. I think normally it would probably be a guild or like a group of friends probably owning, or a family owning an entire island, but I wanted to have a little bit of wilderness for myself as well. And there's something else attacking me now as well. Oh, it's a goblin. Now, where is that goblin? This is what I meant, that guys, that they just come out and they attack you from all angles as soon as you get off a boat. Now, the thing about these animals, though, is that they will not instantly spawn in this area. So now when I clear these out, it'll take some time until new animals do appear. I'm not sure how long that would be. Like, are we talking hours, days? But it's not like other MMOs where you where the stuff just instantly spawns again after it's been, well, not instantly, but like after a few minutes. It works differently. Oh yes, AP, I agree. So you were saying Wurm makes other games pale in comparison when it comes to player housing. Absolutely. And hello there, Fim. Nice to see you back. You have a house in Elder Scrolls Online, and you have the one that is just outside Riften. I see. Let's just butcher this guy and see if we can get him to drop his skull. And isn't this music actually from Elder Scrolls? I think it is. Let's just bury that guy. And hello there, Eggy86. Welcome to the stream. Finally some worm. Yes, there's not that many worm streamers, are there? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've ever seen you here. I think I would have remembered that name. So yeah, I am guessing that you also play Wurm Online. And hello, Destian. Nice to see you back as well. Exactly. Like you were saying, Destian, you can place anywhere instead of an instance like Elder Scrolls Online. That's right. And then, you know, once you have your houses and your like, for instance, somebody owns this house and this piece of land over here. You don't have to go into an instance to visit them, right? So somebody's actually, this seems to be still under construction. They don't have any rooftops yet. But this looks like Quakey Cakey is the name of their house. So you can rename your house as well. You know, I think this is actually an abandoned deed, guys. Look at the fence gates. They're rusting. So when somebody has abandoned their deed, everything starts to decay and rust away. And those fences are very rusty looking. Let me just check the damage on them. So damage 79. 79. So this has been like decaying for some time. Let me just take care of this bear here. We're gonna go and investigate and see if there's anything we can loot. So when somebody has abandoned their deed, you're free to go and just loot everything dry if you want. It'll take some time for that house to decay completely. So anything that's inside the house will not be something that you can pick up until the whole house has fallen. And the house falls once the last wall decays. So they all decay at different rates, those walls. Ah, troll. All of these monsters, such a pain in the ass. Okay, let me just take care of this guy as well. At least we're getting some fighting skill here, aren't we? Yeah, AP, I have seen tons of goblins as well. Yeah, what is up with those goblins actually? And Curb, you were saying that you're going to register here a suggestion. There's this game called Starbound, a 2D space Minecraft. The game has a cool mechanic where you can build new cities in new planets where NPCs come to live. Ooh, that sounds interesting. That's the kind of thing that tickles my fancy. I like the sound of that. Let me just actually look that up. Starbound. I'm gonna investigate that later on. I'm just gonna put it for myself here so I don't forget. I want to look into that. That sounds interesting. And hello, Blue Cortina. Nice to see you back. Welcome to the stream. AP, Wurm is the sandiest sandbox that ever boxed sand. And Blue Cortina, what do I use the skull for? I use it for this purpose. Hold on. So you can make dishes. So you can make from a goblin skull, you can make a skull cup, this kind of goblet. So I need to make those for my tavern on my island. Man, this troll does not want to go down, does he? And a box of photons. You put a lot of time into housing in Skyrim, but you think you burned yourself out and never touched housing in any game ever again. Oh no! My goodness. Yeah, like the thing with Skyrim is, of course, that it's a single-player game, so I do actually own that game. I just have not really ever gotten into playing it. I played it for a few hours, and it's one of those games that I need to get around to playing one of these days. So of course I don't know anything about the housing there, but considering that it's a single player game, it makes you wonder, like, I mean, if you were to build a house there, who would ever be able to see it, right? Whereas here, we can see something that somebody has made, all the players can come and visit it, And, okay, let me just see if I can find a way around here. And I'm gonna have to get myself some water, guys. You can hear from my voice that it's all rough and scratchy and dry. I need to get some water. Okay, so this is, we're already inside the house and stuff has been quakey cakey. Let me just check the status of the deed. Yeah, you see a part of the lands of Wurm. So this is abandoned, guys. And you can see that some of the, so you can see these like these stairs just hovering in the air. That's because the lower like floors have already decayed away. So whatever floor they were attached to has already decayed away. Let me just see if there's anything of value in these. I'm probably not going to be able to loot these yet. Somebody has a yo-yo, damage 51. So the damage and also the quality goes from 0 to 100. 100 quality is the best, but 100 damage is then completely decayed. So these yo-yos, oh, that one has 75 already. And not that yo-yos are like actually very valuable, to be honest. Let me just see what else is in these boxes here. But yeah, this is all like stuff I could loot if I come back later when the house has fallen. That's why I'm checking, even though I can't loot it now, just to see whether I should keep tabs on this place. Is there anything in the forge? Nope. No, there's nothing really of value here, is there? What's over here? Now here might be something a little bit more valuable. And of course I cannot... Oh, yes, this is within the warehouse, so these cannot be looted yet. Let's see what's inside here. So some raw materials, more pottery bricks, sandstone. Not really anything I would really care about, to be quite honest. That's all stuff I can very easily make myself. What do we have here? Just like some garbage pottery brick fragments. What about inside the raft? Do we see anything here of interest? Nope. And here? Pile of dirt. Just some dirt. What about this thing? Nope. Okay. So, yeah. There's nothing of interest really in this place. Once it falls, that would definitely not be... Oh, we have some more stuff over here, actually. Let's see, what do we have over here, then? It's a larder, I think. Horseshoes, bridle. And I can try and take these bridles, but I don't think I'll be able to loot them. Your deity would never allow stealing, yes. So these cannot be taken yet. If that would have been, if I could have taken that, I would have taken at least the bridles and the horseshoes. And the wagon is locked, so I don't seem to have access there. What do we have inside here? Just some chests. Some keys. Some tools. Just garbage mainly. Beer stein. Some more dirt. What about the armor? Red cloth tunic. And here you can see like players can actually rename their items. So somebody has added this little quote, "Stuff did it." I'm not sure what they meant by that. But, oh, and there's a chest over there. What do we have inside here? Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing of interest really here, guys. What about, well, we should check the forges. You never know if there's like an enchanted tool or something inside. Cauldron. Door lock. Cauldron. Yeah, not anything of use. Okay. So we've only gotten a few meters really from our ship, but let's finally start heading north, and I need to go and grab myself some water, guys. I'll be right back. I am back. Hello, Chabney. Welcome to the stream. Chabney is an old friend here from Wurm, and Chabney is a grand master looter or salvager or whatever you want to call it, but a guy who loves to go and loot these old abandoned houses. And I'm catching up with the chat here while I go. And Eggy is saying the goblins have sworn to avenge Mr. Bear. And Curb was saying that you can also play Starbound multiplayer. Oh, that's cool. I'm not going to bother with that wolf that's attacking me. So, I think, let's look at the... there's a huge rat right there. We could try and kill the rat. Oh, and another troll. I can't be bothered, guys. I can't be bothered with them. Like, they're just endless amounts of, like, mobs just after me today. And, again, like I said in last stream, the one negative side about Wurm is that, like, killing mobs is just not very exciting because you don't get any interesting loot, really. So why make the effort other than other than getting some fighting skill? Somebody has an interesting looking place. Okay, they have huge crops here, so anyone new to Wurm, you can plant crops, and somebody has a huge farm going on here, and they're keeping some bees as well. I can see they have some beehives over there. This would be a lot of work to farm these lands, I have to say. I wouldn't have the patience myself. So, we are headed north, and let's just look at this map. So, if this is the spot we have to get to, so here's the mountain we have to get to, guys. So, this is our goal, and you can see this peak right here is that one right there. And so we're actually, as far as, what is it, longitude? Was longitude the vertical and latitude the horizontal? I forget now which way it goes. But horizontally, we're around we're at the correct spot. So basically, oh, you know what I forgot to take, by the way? I forgot to take a sign, unless I have one in my inventory. Let me just check. So what I like to do in my streams is plant a sign saying that KatsPurr was here. So we're so close by, and my ship is just over there. So let me just go and grab a sign. Actually, I have extra signs in my ship, and we'll just come back to this spot, and I'll catch up with the chat meanwhile. And AP was saying that goblin skulls make excellent decorations as well. I totally agree. They make really cool decorations for, you know, the top of your bookshelf or on a table or something like that. And Blue Cortina was asking what kind of sword I have, what kind of enchantments it has. So this is a sword given to me by one of you guys on the stream a few weeks ago. So it's a super duper 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 sword. So it has Wind of Ages 94, Life Transfer 92, Circle of Cunning 96, Mind Sealer 100, and it is the quality of it right now is 78. So yeah, it's a quite amazing sword indeed. Let me see, where's my ship? And what do we have here actually? So, oh, this is the person who had those hell horses, I see. Now, where did I leave my ship, though? Is it over here? No. It's probably off farther over there, isn't it? Let's go see. That's not it. Port Black Nar. I think it's... Oh, it's way over there. Okay. Okie dokie. So we had traveled at least a little bit, but still my ship is so close by that it's it's still well worth going to get that sign. Eggy, you think this is ASMR Worm? And hello, Timowitch. Always a pleasure to see you. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Well, the exploration so far, I have to say, it's going fine. But the problem is that I keep on getting distracted by stuff. In a nice way, though. So I can only blame myself. Really, we've stopped to talk about so many subjects already. Hold on. What the heck? Is that it over there? Did I pass my own ship? Hold on. I thought this was the one. Misty Maiden. My gosh. My gosh. Silly cats. It was right over there. I passed it earlier on. And here's that abandoned deed that we were looking at. Yeah. Okay, good grief. So yeah, I seem to be going around in circles. So our goal for today is the spot you see on the Deliverance. Is it Deliverance? Hold on. I lost my spot there, but yeah, it's Deliverance, isn't it? Let me just check my map. Yes, Deliverance. So, we need to get to this spot today, and we've just been actually running back and forth in this area because we've been talking about a whole bunch of different topics here, and now I had forgotten to take a sign with me, a wooden sign, so we're just going back to my ship to fetch one, and so that's how the exploration is going. But we've had some good, interesting conversations here so far anyhow, so it's all good. It's all good. I don't mind a little bit of back and forth here at all. So, sign. Let's get one. There's a small sign. Let's just grab that one with us. Like so. And we will plant that at the root of that mountain over there. Okay, finally. And the music is kind of perfect for this as well. It sort of like gives that atmosphere of, okay, now we're gonna get into some real business here. We're gonna take this seriously. And oh, and is that a hell horse over there? I think, yeah, there's several wild hell horses here in the forest, actually. Okay. Oh yeah, AP, there weren't any carpets in that abandoned deed. But that one time, that the one place that I looted a few weeks ago, oh my gosh, what a find that was. I got so much good juicy stuff from there and all those beautiful carpets. And Mr. Laggy, you just figured out that my character is a ghost. I went right through that wagon. Yeah, not everything has collision in the game. Actually, even the trees used to not have collision, but these days it does. So these are quite thin trees, but if I were to bump into a really thick tree, I wouldn't be able to. Like for instance, this one, I won't be able to bump into that. And obviously, you know, things like the fences have collision. But yeah, this one you have to go around to get around it. But yeah, the furniture, I'm trying to think now, is there any furniture, guys, in Wurm that has collision at all? I don't think so. I think it's mainly so that people can sort of walk in a more convenient way, and that it would just be too much if, and maybe it could be also so that people don't grief each other with furniture, like building furniture, like if you were to place furniture around a person, then they wouldn't be able to get out because you can't jump in this game. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that is. I'm assuming to avoid like griefing, really. And I really like how this house is here on this on this slope like that. Looks quite nice. So, is this the mountain already? Surely we're not at the mountain yet, or is it? Let's look up. It could be that this is the... Yeah, this is the mountain, guys. So we are here at the mountain. And then if I look at this... So let's just look in the... Zoom in a little bit. So the point where I need to leave the sign is before it starts to dip a little bit left like that. So let me try and find that spot. I'm assuming it's that spot over there. Yes. So that's where it starts to dip. So I should probably leave the sign actually right about here, shouldn't I? Well, there was a road over here. I think a good spot to leave the sign would probably... Okay, that's somebody's house. We don't want to intrude upon that, right? I mean, I'm sure they don't want to see a sign there, so maybe I'll just leave it in the middle of the... Yeah, this is within the village of Cedarville. Okay, so let's leave it in a spot that's not going to be intrusive for the person who lives there. I don't want them to feel like, who the hell put a sign here next to my road? No, 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 we don't want to do that, do we? So let's actually place it in this little nook right over here, and it's not going to be in anyone's way, and it's not going to, you know, cause anyone any problems. And also, not to mention that the sign is wooden, and it's rather low quality as well, so it's not going to be there, you know, it's only going to be there maybe a few months until it actually decays, so it's not going to cause anyone any harm. And there we go, Malena. So Malena is my in-game character. Let me just make sure it's rotated so it's completely straight. When you place things down in Wurm, it doesn't seem to like place them completely straightly, so you have to rotate them a bit. So I think that's a perfect little spot right there. Malena was here. If this was a higher quality, I would have been able to actually write a longer phrase and have KatsPurr plus Malena, or KatsPurr / Malena was here. I'm going to have to probably improve those signs that I have. So now we have completed our mission for today. So the next thing to do is to actually go and visit Yaga if he's still around. So we have marked the spot on a map. So Yaga, or hold on, how come it removed that? Interesting. You guys saw me how I had marked the spot on the map. I know it was Q22, wasn't it? I think it was right here where you have to go. Interesting. Maybe I just removed it by mistake or something. I'm not sure. Weird. Maybe I just did it while I was like chattering away on the stream and just like... I don't know. Weird. Okay, but we have to head east. Now I just noticed, by the way, that there is like a picture of a horse here with a saddle. I wonder why, though. Like, is this a desert? This looks like it's a desert, and I'm wondering if it spawns a lot of horses in this area then. Well, we shall soon see. So let's start heading east. We're now facing south. We should try and get... Okay, looking at the map, hold on. So if we're right here... Our best bet is to go a little bit south and then head straight east after that. Okay, so we'll just go down a little bit. I wonder if we can get into this deed over here and if we can get through that, or do I have to go all the way around? Let's have a look here. So is this open? No, it's locked. Okay. So we're just gonna have to go around that and I'm guessing that gate is locked as well. Oh, there's the person that owns all that farmland down there. So what's this place called? Cedarville. Yeah, that's right. We can turn off the UI so we can get a bit of a nicer view as well. And I'll catch up with the chat here. Yeah, the shrimp along. Oh yeah, so AP, you were saying that any thoughts of taking the stream to the Impalong? So when there's the last shrimp along next month, we'll see. I don't want to make any promises, but I know I will at least visit it. I don't know if I will stream or not from the Impalong. Maybe we'll see. Okay, that's the entrance to that place, but it's probably locked. So instead, we will look for a road here, turning left. Okay, there seems to be one. And that rat is still running around there, that one that wanted to attack us earlier on. Okay, here's like a good proper highway. Curb. The ship is sad now. She won't even recognize me anymore. And photons, oh yeah. So you were asking about the number of players, and somebody else was asking about that earlier on as well. So yeah, like I was saying back then, that the number of players has never been high in Wurm, and it's it's on a slow decline. However, things are going to probably perk up a little bit when it gets released on Steam. They're still like actively developing it though, like all the time. They're making new stuff. So each month we get a message from the developers saying what they're working on. So it's very actively being developed. It's just got a very small community, I'm afraid. And I wish it was larger. I wish more people knew about this game. Of course, the outdated graphics kind of don't help there. But the game has its own charm. And sort of once you get used to the graphics and you realize just how deep it is. Oh, we're gonna have to go around. Oh, maybe we can get from here. That's right. Okay. Oh, somebody has a place over here as well. And there's a road, actually. So somebody has a very nice big farm here. Interesting that they have such a huge wooden house without any kind of... Let's just look at that with my spyglass, actually. So you see how that's kind of weird? They have this huge wooden house, no rooftop at all. And it's just this big, huge, wide thing. It must be like this huge, like, storage or something. I'm not sure. Interesting. But yeah, somebody is actively playing here. I can tell from the crops, though, because these crops, if nobody would be taking care of them, they would have wilted away into weeds ages ago. So somebody's very, very actively playing on this place. Also the other farm that we saw, same situation there. Hello, Filio. I'm sorry that I'm so late with the chat. I only now saw your greeting. How are you doing? If you're still around. And Mr. Laggy's going off to lurk. And you're still around, Yaga. At least you were at that point when I read this part of the chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really lousy at sort of keeping up with the chat. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, we're going to just go through the forest here. Go straight east. And, yeah, AP, I did that actually last time. I had enough characters that I could add the date as well. So that's a very, very nice thing to do. Oh my gosh, can I really not? What the hell? Why is my horse not? This doesn't look like it's too steep. I'm not sure what was going on there. Weird. Now it seems to be back to normal. But yeah, the date is really nice to add. I should improve those signs. I certainly have the carpentry for it. I should improve those signs so we can get the full like message in there. I'll do that actually before next stream. And yes, very shabby road building, says AP. And yeah, part of, and Yaga, thanks for the tip, but I prefer to sort of try and figure out my navigation on my own. That's sort of like part of the challenge of doing these Tuesday streams is choosing a spot to get to, and then trying to get to it, trying to figure out how to get to it. That's part of the challenge. So I'm just going to try and, I'm not even going to look at the map for that. I'm going to just try and figure it out on my own. Figure it out on my own, I should say. Yes, Photons, there is Wurm Unlimited on Steam, but of course Wurm Unlimited, that's server run player run servers, whereas this is the MMO version run by the official team. So they're going to be opening servers for the actual MMO version there as well. So yeah, then once they do release, there will be both the standalone servers and also the official MMO. Ah, AP, good point. It could be that it's such an old building that it's predates the manual roofs. And hello, Wandering Stardust, nice to see you. And I never visited one of your deeds. You're notorious for never fully completing your buildings. Oh, you know, Wandering Stardust, for me, it's the bigger challenge. I actually love completing the buildings. It's doing the decorations after that I find a challenge. Well, shall we say, I find it the lack of motivation to then decorate the houses once I get them done. What's up with you, Wandering Stardust? What have you been doing lately? Are you still streaming some Sims? Oh. Let me actually go through here instead. And hello, Skeletor, is your daddy. Welcome to the stream. You thought this game released years ago. Yes, this is a very old MMO, but they're opening new servers on Steam. So it's never been on Steam before. Just the Wurm Unlimited version has been there. It's a little bit confusing, of course. And you're still here, Filio. You're good. Super stoked with the Alpha 2 release of Fractured. Nice. So I guess you're going to be... so what is Fractured, actually? Clearly a game that you have been waiting for. I'm a little bit out of the loop on what's going on in, like, the new game releases, I have to admit. So both Morgan and yourself have been really busy at work, so you've not been able to stream so often, but you're still there. And are you still playing Wurm as well, Wandering? You were playing Wandering. Was it so that you're playing Wurm Unlimited? You guys had the different colored unicorns, right? If I remember correctly. We should probably turn off the UI so we don't have to look at that and just enjoy the view. And we can actually turn off that map as well, since we already found the location. And you still are playing Wandering. Nice. Ooh, look at those huge bears, guys. Now that's the size bears should be in the game, if you ask me. Of course, black bears, I guess, in real life are smaller, right? Like the grizzly bears are that size in real life. But it's cool to see the black bears so huge. I guess those must be champions. Venerable Starving Champion Black Bear. Yes, they're all champions. So let's have a little snoop around here while we're passing through. So Filio Fractured is an MMO. Oh, that was on Kickstarter in 2018. These Italian guys have a nice fresh view to get some twists into the game, and you can hook me up with an alpha key if I want to try it out. Let's just have a quick look. Let's Google that. So Fractured MMO. Oh, this reminds me of Legends of Arya, actually, graphically. So really beautiful graphics though. So I'm guessing with this one, it's from this view at all times. This sort of top-down view. Huh. It's a beautiful looking game though. Like I love that type of graphical style for MMOs. Nice. As for the key, Filio, no need to hook me up with pre-alpha. You know, the thing is that oh, thank you so much for the follow up. Obnoxiously loud. Welcome to the stream. So Filio, the reason I don't really like to play games prior to release is because I want to experience them fresh when I start to actually play. Because it's always kind of like an annoying thing if you start playing before release. Oh my gosh, we're really high up, guys. Look. If you start to play before release, then you sort of, once you start to play for real, it's sort of a watered down experience. But I might come and check out when you play that. If you're, I'm not sure if it's a phase that you're allowed to stream at yet. Okay, let's just try and get our feelings on where the hell we are now. So we came down this huge mountain. There's a scorpion after us, I guess. Hold on, let's just take care. Oh, it's a anaconda, actually. So while I take care of that, let me figure out our surroundings. So that island over there is probably that thing. And Yaga is on the other side of the... I guess that thing is the peninsula over here. You can see there's a mountaintop, which is probably that peak right there. So Yaga is somewhere over there. Okay. And so this area where I said, like, did you notice that there's a horse here? That's actually steppe. So it's not sand after all. But we'll run through that and see if there's actually a whole bunch of horses there or not. And we'll run over this area over to Yaga's place, which should be somewhere over there. So if he's over here, okay. And Wandering Stardust, so you're pretty bummed that they're not going to be supporting Wurm Unlimited anymore, but you understand why. Yeah, I totally understand myself as well why the Wurm Unlimited people are like sort of pissed about that. But on the other hand, I also do understand their reasoning. And, it's such a small dev team. And, if they have to like spread their resources thin by supporting 2 games, it's, it kind of makes it bad for both games in a way, So I would personally prefer that they do like allocate their resources rather to Wurm Online. Oh, there is actually a lava fiend over there. I think this is probably going to be too steep for my horse, yes. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to drink up. I'm out of water, out of food. I'm going to drink up, eat up, and then we're going to start climbing down the mountain and lead our horse with us. And I wonder if there's a spot that I can rest on here. This looks a little bit dangerous. Looks a little bit... Maybe if I go... See, the thing is that you run out of stamina. I do have some booze with me, though, which will help you regain stamina. Uh-oh, the lava fiend is noticing me now. Maybe we should just get rid of him first. I hope he runs up here so I don't have to use any stamina going down. Come on. Come on, guy. I know you want to have a fight. He's gonna notice me any moment now, I'm sure. Because this is as far as my horse will go. It starts to become too steep after this tile. Well, I'll just wait and catch up with the chat meanwhile. Oh, I see, Filio. So you're part of the stream team of Fractured. And there's quite a lot of players from Legends of Aria in the community already. Interesting. Man, Legends of Aria dev team must be shaking in their boots, considering that there's a new game that's so similar looking that's going to be a direct competitor to them, right? Hello, Angry Brit. Welcome to the stream. So the game already costs 89 bucks? Oh, hold on, no. And and Nurked, it's not a steep hill at all. Yeah, I am also waiting for that, Angry. I will definitely be like playing a lot of Legends of Aria once the... Oh, we were able to get up here at least. I will be playing a lot of Legends of Aria once the new update goes out on the 5th. Absolutely. Thank you for the follow, Skeletors. I'm very interested to see about those new changes. I'm gonna even roll a thief on the official servers just to see how the thieving stuff goes there. I loved doing that in Ultima Online back in the day. And you're still in limbo land. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Angry Brit. I know how frustrating that can be. I've definitely been in those sort of like, been in an MMO rut. I'm sure it happens to all of us once in a while that there's just no MMO that really excites us, yet we would like to play one. And yeah, that's not the best feeling for sure. Okay, this guy is going down super easy. I'm not even going to bother to butcher him, to be honest. We need to get my stamina back up right now. That's the main priority. What's the slope on this, actually? Let me see if I can actually stop and rest on this spot. So 11 slope, 9 slope. Yeah, we can definitely come here and just stand here for a moment, and our stamina, yeah, stamina does go up. So this is the point, I think, at which I will try to climb down this mountain and not lose too much stamina. We're probably going to have to use some booze. So let's disembark and lead the horse behind us. And let's see now. Let's see if I could just run down here, sort of sideways. I don't want to go directly down because that's going to be just, I'm probably going to fall to my death if I do. So let's go in this direction instead. This looks like it's going just fine. And Horsey is coming. Yes, good. Let's try and get down to this area over here. There's a pheasant over there. Okay. So this this terrain, guys, is one that actually, the different terrains have different like values as far as how many animals they spawn. So this is steppe terrain, and that spawns animals. I think it's the one that spawns the animals the most, I believe. Okay, let me get on my horse. Good. Not going to bother with that spider. We got down, thankfully. So now let me just check my direction here. North. We need to go east. So let's head over this in this way then. You can see like people have been terraforming. I'm not sure what somebody's been doing up there. But players have definitely sort of ruined the landscape here. Thankfully, even if somebody does ruin the landscape, all the landscape that is ruined in this game can also be restored back to looking natural if somebody takes the time and effort to actually make it look nice again. I've done that certainly in the past. Like, that looks really awful, doesn't it? But somebody could absolutely, you know, shave down the corners there, add some dirt, and make it look nice and slopey and like natural again. Okay, good. Now we're back on track. And I think I'm not gonna go along the road. I think I'll just run across the step here. And Angry Brit, you're interested in that. Archers are going to be viable again. Oh yes, indeed, Angry. And also the warriors will have, you know, all those cool new abilities as well. Yeah. I remember that when wasn't it during the Steam launch when they completely ruined the archers? I remember so many people being angry about that. And you're off for now, Filio. Okay, I will see you later. Good luck with Fractured. Hope you have fun there. So AP, you're saying step spawns different animals. It can seem like more because you see them from farther off. No, I could swear that it actually has a value to it though, AP, that it's not just, you know, a psychological thing, but it actually like is coded that way. I have been told that that is the case. Let's have a look on Wurmpedia actually. Step. Wurmpedia. Oh, I see. Okay, so step tiles are often good for hunting due to their open views and being a source of certain animal spawns. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about them spawning more animals though. So it could be that you're right there, AP, that maybe there is no special value to them then, or that they're not coded to be different that way. So, let's see now. Oh, that's clearly an abandoned deed. Let's go and investigate. Somebody's house has decayed over there, guys. All that's left standing is a guard tower. And they used to have some beehives here as well. And they just have their beds out, of course, because everything else has decayed away. What do we have here? Nothing? Nothing? Nothing. I think there's probably been looted dry ages ago. Yeah, looted dry. And what is that somebody has over there? Is that like a... It looks like a vineyard with grape fields, isn't it? Let me just get my spyglass handy here. I guess that's a vineyard. Interesting. So they have like food BSBs for the grapes. Maybe they make wine over there. Huh. Interesting. A champ bison in there. Now, we're just gonna go along the shorelines once we get to the shore. And there's just a A lone chest underneath that oak tree. Interesting. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Why is there like a lone chest out here? Has nothing in it though. And there's like a mausoleum hidden inside this tree, by the way. See, look, if I go inside here. Oh, I can't, you can't go into the trees anymore, that's right. But you can see the outline. There's like a shrine. You see that? Inside the tree. Weird. These hyenas seem so out of place in this sort of forest like biomes. Every time I see a hyena in this kind of place, it just feels out of place. So we're gonna head for the shoreline and see if we can find a bridge somewhere. Yeah, wandering. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, hold on, hold on. I'm guessing this is probably locked. No, it's not locked. Okay. Can I get down with my horse or do I have to go around? There we go. So, what do we have here? This looks like a nice place. What is this place called? This is the village of Ascalon. I really like the use of those banners with the sandstone. It looks really nice. Now there's a champion bison for you, AP. They have a dragon's head over here. This vault. Can you get inside? Oh, they have their doors open. So this one's some sort of storage area over here. And I'm guessing, oh, I'm not sure why there's a food BSB right in the middle of the sea there. Somebody's dumped it from a ship. And I'm guessing that Yaga lives somewhere over here. We're just gonna have to find ourselves a bridge to get over there first. Yeah, nice looking place. Is the door open over here as well? I want to just see the courtyard. No, that's locked. Oh well. And if there's not a bridge somewhere along the way, then we'll just have to go around. Or maybe we can even swim, I'm not sure. So AP, are you telling me that you do not have a champion bison? And why is all that stuff in the middle of the sea there? That's so mysterious. Weird. There's a canal. I guess that goes somewhere inland. Now, I wonder. So again, just to recap for those who have come to the stream later on. Oh, we have something. Let's just take care of this guy. And we'll get the guards after him as well. Seems to be a guard standing nearby. And this is one of the factional fight brothers' previous deeds, says Yaga. Really? Oh, you know, I wonder if I visited this, actually. I wonder if this is the same one I visited at some point. Was this the one that decayed on them by mistake, Yaga? I think it is, isn't it? That they forgot to pay the upkeep for. Let's just, I think it's this area over here, isn't it? Or is it this whole area? Autumn Twilight, yes. Okay, I have visited this before. It was back when it was still in the process of decay, like it had already decayed away. So that was many, many years ago. Now, Yaga is patiently waiting somewhere. And looking at the map, let's see. So we are standing we are probably standing around here right now, actually. And Yaga is somewhere over there, so I'm just wondering, is that Yaga's place over there? So, let me just see. Duneguard Lighthouse, Duneguard Manor. So the place is clearly called Duneguard. So is this your place, Yaga? I have to believe that it is, isn't it? It is? Okay, awesome. So now, the next thing is to make a decision on whether we're going to swim across or whether we're going to go around. Because there doesn't seem to be, well, there could be a bridge here somewhere. So let's at least go and see if we can first find one. And if not, we'll try and swim across. I think I could make it. Oh, there's a bridge. Perfect. So, for those of you who don't know too much about Wurm, players can actually build bridges. How cool is that? I don't know of any other MMO where players can build their own bridges. So, for instance, you know, here it's like we're in this predicament that we need to get to the other side of this bay. So players just decided that, hey, we need a bridge to get across, so we're going to build the damn thing, right? And it was one of your awesome community projects on this server. Very nice. Yeah, it looks like it was a lot of work, but I bet it has it has saved a lot of time. Serendipity Bridge, South Ramp. Lots of trolls. Baby troll, papa troll. Wouldn't it be cute, guys, if actually trolls, when they're born into the world, there would be like a child-looking troll when they're still like adolescent and young? Wouldn't that be so cool? So Madnath, hello, hello. We are on Deliverance today. This was Deliverance, wasn't it? Let me just check. I keep forgetting. Embarrassing. Yes. Deliverance. And we already reached our location, so the spot that we had to get to today, Madnath, was right over here. We left a sign, planted a sign over there, and right now we're actually on our way to go and visit Yaga, since he lives quite close. And you're at a hotel right now, Madnath. Is there a road here on the bottom? No. We're gonna have to go in the forest, I think. And hello, Vergant. Yes. Yeah, we know where we are now, and here is Yaga's place, guys. Let me just turn off the UI. We'll take it all in. And there's Yaga waiting patiently. Now, hello again, Yaga. Yaga was a welcoming party when we arrived to the server. So Yaga, how do you want to do this? Do you want to take us on a tour, or do you want me to just like explore freely? Your choice. So Skeletor, are the new servers on Wurm Unlimited? So the new servers will be on Wurm Online, but Wurm Online will be launching not only to these, so we'll not only have the old Wurm Online, but they will launch new Wurm Online servers to Steam next year. Thank you so much, Yaga. While it's still day, you'd like to show me the most awesome places with the most awesome view. Sure. So lead the way and I shall follow. So Yaga will take us on a tour, and I'm just going to hide all of this extra UI stuff out of the way. God, why can't I move this stupid thing? There we go. Okay. And I really like your look here, Yaga. You've got this sort of cream-colored hair and beard and a matching like set of armor. It's a nice, looks all very nice together like that. So you guys call this area the Serendipity Peninsula. Nice. All these scorpions all over the place. Now that's a big spider. Oh my god, that's probably a champion. My goodness, what the heck? That thing is huge. What does it say? Venerable champion, huge spider. Oh my gosh. That's the biggest spider I've ever seen in this game, guys. That is gigantic. And I know poor AP is thinking, man, I wish. Do you want to try and take that down, Yaga? We could try. What the heck? That thing is huge. I'm going to have to take a screenshot. Never seen anything quite that huge. I don't have any stamina though, that's the problem. Like all my stamina's run out, but I have a feeling Yaga is probably a pretty good warrior. Too far, I need to get closer. What? That must have been Yaga taking him down, because I don't think I could have done very much damage in comparison. Yeah, I know AP, right? I bet you wish you could have tamed that beast. That would have been quite a challenge. Huge. Never seen anything a spider that huge before. After all these years of playing the game. We're getting up very, very high now. We can see some beautiful landscapes opening up on either side. So Yaga, I guess, lives on the top of a mountain here. Is that the biggest mob in the game? I don't think so, Skeletor. I think probably if you had a champion whale, that would probably be larger. I would imagine that like the default, as far as like the default sizes of, oh, and then there's of course the gods as well. There are some pretty huge, I'm not sure actually. Yeah, that probably could be. That probably is Lineage. I do have some Lineage 2 music in my playlist, so that very well could be. And Yaga's saying, we will come to my very first deed, okay? Oh, don't tell me you live on the top of that mountain, Yaga. Look at that, how cool that is, guys. Somebody lives on the very tippy top of that mountain over there. That's what I love about this game so much, that you can do that. What other game do you know? What other MMO do you know where you could actually build, you know, your house on the top of a mountain? Yeah, I want to see that viewing tower. That looks so cool. For sure, Yaga. And AP, you dropped a dead champion whale on a friend's deed once. It was a hoot. You placed it on the 5th floor of a building and most of it was still underground. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine how huge a champion whale would be, because just the whale itself is like humongous anyhow, isn't it? And we might meet a few mobs. You haven't been here for a while? No worries at all, Yaga. Together we'll take them down in a blink of an eye. So for those of you who don't know very much about Wurm, this whole tunnel that we've just gone through, it's all been man-made. It's all been like tunneled out. The rock tiles have been, you know, mined away so that somebody, you know, could get all the way up here. Let's just take care of that goblin quickly. Whoa. Look at the view from up here, guys. My goodness. You can see all around. So, just a recap of where we are right now. Remember when we were pointing to this, the tip of the mountain here on the peninsula? When I was looking for landmarks? I'm guessing that we're on the top of that mountain right now. And so we first arrived over here. So if we just look here on the ground, so that island down there is this thing. And we arrived over here at that mountain. And it probably is that thing over there where we planted the sign. Then we came all the way, and I think it was probably here where there was the steep area, and I had to try and get down, and there was the lava fiend, and then we came down over the step, and then we ran across here, and then we came along the shorelines, and then the bridge was probably somewhere over right there. And that's where we first met. I think Yaga's spot was down there, and we met up with him, and he led us all the way up this this pathway. You can see the pathway sort of zigzagging up. And here we are, guys. If that gives some like perspective of the size of the world. So, and just to give some perspective of the servers, okay? So, if I just zoom out, so again, this is the trip that we made, and we're now at the tip of this mountain. So, this is the size of the world. And to give some perspective about how large these servers are, this is a small server. So the server I live on, which is Xanadu, it is apparently, was it like 32 times 32. So this server is 8 times 8 kilometers. 8 times 8 kilometers. The one I live on is 32 times 32 kilometers. So, let's see, 32. So 8 would be, for instance, from 6 to 24. So this little kind of chunk, yeah, I guess it's like 1/4, isn't it? It's like 1/4 of this. So the server I live on is like 4 times larger. So that, for those of you who are not Wurm players, that gives some idea of just how vast the lands are. And there's several different servers, and they all look different. My goodness, beautiful. What a breathtaking view. Dragon Tooth Peak is the name of this mountain. I see. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be falling down there, would you? That's for sure. Gorgeous. And AP, you can see your island from here. So what coordinates are your island at? And Lumi, do I have a lot of neighbors in Xanadu? Since I live way down here where it's like far away from all the busy bustling places, no, it's quite empty where I live. I think there's even some free islands down there. So down there we see Erie, your first deed when you first start to play in 2011. Is that the one down there, Yaga? Oh yeah, AP, that's right, you're on indie, I forgot. Yeah. Silly cats. And oh, that one down there, Yaga. Cool. That's cool that you still have that deed. Or is it still, do you still own that, or have you given that to somebody else? And so Yaga, have you stayed in this one and same area all these years? Or have you, after you first started playing, did you move to any other server and then come back to this area? Your son owns it. Ah, how cool. That's a great spot to have a deed in for sure. And how cool is that, guys? The thought of that. The father builds a deed and then his son inherits it from him in Wurm. Isn't that cool? That is so cool when you think of it. And just, may I ask how old your son is, Yaga? And of course, feel free to not answer that question if you don't want. So more or less you've stayed here, but you started several alts on different servers. I see, I see. So, right. So you guys started to play together, and he's in his mid-30s, right? So the reason I asked is, like, I'm wondering, does he have children who have also started to play Wurm Online? Imagine if your son then hands the deed over to his children at some point, which makes you old. Well, we're both old and gray and wrinkly and so it makes two of us. Not yet. So, right. Oh, that's cool though that you guys play the game together. I've tried to get my sons to play Wurm, but they're like, they take one look at the combat and they're like, nope, not gonna do it. They have absolutely no interest. They say the combat looks so boring. So, and I can understand. I can understand why they think that. I agree to some extent for sure. Exactly, dude Jensen. Old outside, but not inside. That is so cool. So what other places do we need to see before the sun goes down? I should take a screenshot of Yaga here, looking at the view, and get his deed there in the screenshot as well, his old one. There we go. And your son is watching as well, you think, so tell him to come back to Wurm. Come back to Wurm, Yaga's son. Let me just make sure that that my screenshot actually went through. That's definitely a screenshot I want to be able to keep. Let's see, Wurm Online, players, Malena, screenshots. Yes, here it is. Good. So where shall we go next, Yaga? Let's get a move on, because I'm gonna actually have to wrap up my stream as well soon, because my own son is actually going to bed soon. So he has an early morning at college tomorrow. Yeah, you know the area the best, Yaga, so show me whatever you feel is worth checking out. Sure, I'd love to see a castle. And hello there, Jigwiggy. Yaga's son, welcome to the stream. You finally found your Twitch account information, and I'm glad to have you join us here. It's so cool that you guys play the game together. Now, Jigwiggy, you're just gonna have to convince my sons to start playing as well. I've tried to get my two sons. They're younger than you are. They're in their 20s, both of them, but they refuse to play. Oh, what the heck? It crashed, guys. Interesting. That was interesting. There we go. What the heck? Every time I try to... Oh, there it is. I love that you have a couple of chairs here so you can just sit and enjoy the beautiful view. Okay, off we go. Yeah, it's not easy to get my sons to play. They say that the combat is so boring looking, so they're not inspired. And they're more of a like PvP kind of people anyhow, and I guess since the PvP is kind of a bit on the dead side in Wurm, I guess that also doesn't entice them so much. So Wandering is asking, are any of you planning to play on the Steam cluster? You haven't decided if you want to start over or not. You just don't have much time to play these days. So I think everyone kind of has a different story of what they want to do as far as that's concerned. Myself, my plan is that I will probably, I'm just going to be so curious to see what I don't want to miss out on the excitement and the hype of the Steam launch. So I for sure will be creating a character on that first day when it launches, and I will rush to make myself a rowboat. And then, with a newbie character, because that's all you can do really at that point. And I will try and see if I can claim myself a beautiful place somewhere. And if I am able to find a place that actually, is nicer than the island that I have in Wurm Online, I might just... And if it feels like the Steam launch goes really well and we get lots of players there, I might just move over. I don't know. I don't know yet. But what I will do, I will not start like my skills from scratch. Instead, I'll make that newbie character to claim a bit of land, and then I will wait and see whether or not they connect the servers or not. I guess the feeling right now is that that's probably not going to happen due to the currency issue. But yeah, it's at least worth making that newbie character to see. So at least you have one has the possibility to have a nice place if one does decide. You never know, there might also be a kind of charm in starting a new character as well. Now, because I do have some alts, but the only purpose of my alts has been to help out with mining or to own some deeds. I do have a few small deeds myself, extra ones that I don't really do very much with, but I've never, the point I'm trying to make is that I've never made another character from scratch with the intention of actually, I do have my priestess, of course, but that's kind of a special case, right? But I've never made another character with the aim to properly play with that character, as a main character, to get their carpentry skills up or their mining skills up or anything like that. So now, with the knowledge that I have of, how to play the game, it might be kind of cool to try making a fresh character with all the knowledge that I have now of how to play Wurm. And, that might be kind of an interesting experience. I don't know. We'll have to see. But in the very least, I will definitely make a newbie character that first day and just enjoy the hype and just see like how things play out. Yeah, definitely. Like if it starts to feel like they will never connect the servers, most likely I will, keep this character, keep my island as it is, and just keep on working on it. But after so many years of working on that island, it's also like it starts to get a bit boring as well at some point, that you feel like something fresh, right? But on the other hand, it would be such a shame to lose all that work. I mean, I've put so much effort into that island I have as well that I would hate to lose all that. Not to mention all the skills that my character has as well. And Du Jensen, you have not planned for that. You don't have enough time for both Wurm Online and Wurm Unlimited. Yeah, I guess Wandering Stardust was talking more about the Wurm Online, the Wurm Online new server, not Wurm Unlimited. And Jigwiggy, you were saying, as someone who has played Wurm a lot, you know how great the game is, but the graphics and engine are not that appealing to younger gamers. Yeah, that's true. And Lumivox, as you were saying, this game has more attraction for older generations if you see what games the younger generations play. It's definitely an AP, substance over style. Most newer games are the inverse of that. That's so true, that this is such a deep and interesting game, and I still discover things that just astonish me, even to this day. And a box of photons, have I ever made a tour videos of my island? I have, actually. I can just dig that up for you very quickly. But it's actually, that video is very, very old, but I can dig that up quickly. I should probably make a new tour. I just keep on thinking that I need to finish my island before I make another video, actually. But you know how like these deed projects go. It's like a never-ending thing. It's never ready, right? Where is it? I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one. But that island has been worked on so much since that old video. I've done so much with the island since, so it's a very outdated one. And Yaga, look at the artificial island over there. Another one of Subster's projects. I see. So this one was just made, so it was just the sea before. And then did he add like, did he have the Wand of Seas? Or did he just dump like dirt into that spot? Or how was that island made? But that's another thing, guys, that for those who don't play Wurm, players can actually create their own islands. I mean, I would be absolutely free if I wanted to. If I had a ship full of dirt, I could go right there and I could just dump it in the sea and start building an island if I wanted to. It would be a lot of work though, because the thing is that there's a thing, the slope of the ground, it starts to like fall down like after a certain slope. So you have to do it evenly. It's a lot of work to actually do something like that. So with the Wand of Seas, I see. So that's interesting to know that island was done with one of those wands. Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one of those wands one of these days. Thank you so much for the follow, Zini. Welcome to the stream. Are you a Wurm player as well? And what do we have here? And thank you for the follow, Ice Tempest. Welcome as well. Welcome, guys. Are you both Wurm players, or did you just randomly find yourself here on my stream? So Yaga says, right ahead is one of the very first deeds you ever built on Deliverance. Oh my goodness. This place over here, is it? And who owns this now? Do you still own it, or? And Zini, you have never played Wurm, but you love MMOs. And Ice Tempest, you randomly ended up here, but you're interested in Wurm. Nice. Oh, it's owned by one of your friends, Yaga. That's a very charming little deed. I like how the guard tower is like at an angle like that. You don't often see that. Looks quite charming actually with the statues. So what's happening, guys, for those of you who just joined the stream, first of all, welcome. On my stream, I am usually streaming MMOs. I love Sandbox MMOs in particular, which have all of these freedoms that we can do so much that you can't do in sort of normal MMOs. A gorilla. It's not often you see a gorilla in Wurm. What the heck? Can those be tamed? I wonder if you could have one as a pet and have it help you in battle. AP would know. And what we're doing today on the stream is we're playing Wurm Online, which is a very old but very charming, very immersive, beautiful, well, beautiful in a sort of old school way, sandbox MMO where everything you see here that is man-made, like the roads, the lights, the houses, it's all made by players. So when the game has first opened, you know, many years ago, all of this has just been wilderness, and it's been players who have created, they've terraformed the land to, you know, they flattened out, for instance, this land here to be able to make a highway. And what I do every Tuesday actually is I play Wurm and I go and explore an area of the game that I've never been to before. So that's what we did today. Oh, it's a unicorn foal. I've never actually seen one, guys. I've never seen one face to face. I have to see this thing up close now. A baby unicorn. Oh, look at the little horn, guys. How cute is that little nub of a horn on a unicorn baby? I have never seen one. That's so cute. I have to take a screenshot now. I know I'm being completely silly here, but... And this is, guys, this is now after playing the game for 6 years. That's the first time I saw one. So that, like I was just saying, you know, I stumble into little surprises all the time in the game. So anyhow, yeah, we already visited that location earlier on in the stream today, and now Yaga, an old Wurm friend, is taking me on a tour because he happened to live close by. He's taking me on a tour of the cool stuff to see in the immediate area. And we were just on the very top of a mountain just now. It had a beautiful view. Just gonna help him out with these nasty old mobs. And there's a troll over there as well that's sort of looking at us. And AP says, Mountain Gorilla is a sacred animal of Magranon. No sacred animals can be tamed. I see. Oh, I'm guessing this is the castle we're going to? I love how castle-y it really looks up there. Just the way that the ground has been landscaped, so it looks like genuine. Like often you'll see castles that you can sort of tell that it's been really terraformed. And it looks very like wormy in a way. How can I explain? Like it doesn't look so genuine, but that looks really like a real castle on top of a mountain. Is that what we're gonna go see, Yaga? This troll is really after us. Let's try and get a gallop on here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to outrun that troll, actually. We might have to just kill it. Oh, there's 2 of them. Good grief. I think we're going to have to take these down, Yaga, because since we're going uphill, we're not going to be able to outrun them. So let me just... Oh, I'm completely out of stamina. I need to actually go get my stamina as well. I'm at 0 stamina right now. Look at all these mobs all over the place. AP, pay the troll toll. And Yaga says, yes, that's the one we're going to go see. Okay. Oh, let's go into the castle to leave them behind. Okay. Okay. I will do that. I'll come after you then. And the thing that really like sort of excites me about Wurm is just the fact that, you know, all of this land out here, nearly all of what you see is a place where you would be free as a player. I mean, the game is free to play. You would be free to just start the game and just claim a bit of land anywhere out there. As long as it's not on top of somebody else's land. Oh, did the troll come through? Hold on. He came through the door? So trolls are able to come through the door if they're opened, are they? I never knew that. I thought that if there's a door it just won't, like... But it's actually able to walk through then if it's, like, open. Interesting. I need to get the... Hold on, the target window so I can see the damage to the troll. There we go. Okay, they can stroll through unlocked doors, I see. Okay, let's climb to the top then. This looks really, really nice. Let me just turn off the UI as well so we get a nice, pretty view. Got a nice fire going on here. I guess this must be the master bedroom. What kind of view do you have for your from your window? I love the fact that in Wurm, the windows, even though it'd be kind of nice if we had like actual glass there that you could see through, I prefer, like, let's say glass would not be possible. I prefer it being open like this versus just a texture on like a wall like you'll see in most MMOs. I love the fact that you can look through windows in Wurm. It's so like somehow depressing in other MMOs. Like I think that's the way it is in Elder Scrolls Online. I think that they're just textures, and for sure, like in WoW, even though that doesn't have player housing. Where did Yaga go? Up here? Oh, he's down there. Okay, hold on. But it would be cool if Wurm... I have a feeling it's like some kind of transparency issue, perhaps, with optimization of the game. That because anytime you have some like transparent things, they can be quite hard on the performance. I'm not sure if that's the reason. You lost the way, Yaga. Doorbell ringing. Okay, no worries. And Jensen, you guys had a champion troll spawning on a deed a few days ago. Oh dear. AP, nice and chewy. And box of photons. Yeah, Conan Exiles. I actually bought that. I didn't play too much of it though. I bought it because I've really liked a lot of Funcom's stuff. I played their first MMO, Anarchy Online, for quite a bit, and I played Age of Conan back when they launched that, and for a bit. I didn't play it for too long. It didn't inspire me for a very long time, but Conan Exiles, yeah, that's not an MMO though, right? That's just sort of like a survival type of game, isn't it? Where is it going? I think I'm lost now. Where did you go, Yaga? I lost you. There's a chicken, just a lone chicken in here. What the heck? Oh, it's like a chicken coop. Has the chicken escaped from the chicken coop? Or what? It's looking up at me like, what's your problem? I need to build a chicken coop, guys, actually. So, where did Yaga go? There you... Okay, I'm back. Yeah, no worries. Exactly, AP. Random chicken is very random. But what is the chicken doing out of the chicken coop? Can they escape from the chicken coop? That's like new to me. Oh man, I don't have very much experience with those, but I need to build one. We should do a stream one of these days where I actually build a chicken coop and we go out hunting for chickens and bring them back to my island. It's just one of my plans, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. That's a lot of stairs, my goodness. Okay, we're up here. So we're at the top of another mountain. So let me see. This is where we were before, right? So the other, like the sort of lookout place that we were at, we just can't see the peak of the mountain right now. But now we're on the top of another mountain, aren't we? On beautiful courtyard down there as well. Very, very like authentic, like a real authentic castle. I don't know. So is this built by you, Yaga? Or are we just visiting somebody else's place here? So what is this called? Is there a name for this castle? Allery Keep. Allery Keep. I love the courtyard. Man, I want to make a castle like this at some point. Like a real proper castle. And you guys made it. This place is called Fort Allery, built by your friend Glomby. I see. Yeah, amazing. I can imagine during the daytime, that the view would be breathtaking from up here. And I can see now why you wanted to really get a move on when it was still light outside, so we can properly see. Thankfully, the sun is still like setting. You can just still see little bits of the sun over there. Let me get this UI turned off. And so let me just look at the map as well. So the mountaintop we were on before is that one. So I'm guessing that this mountaintop must either be that, or is it this one here? I'm not sure. So Dizzy Lurker, you're saying that yes, they can escape if the coop runs out of food or water. That's so cool. I love it that they've made it like realistic like that. That's adorable that they will escape the coop. That's absolutely adorable. So the first one I pointed at, I see. So it's probably this one here then. So, Phantom, you're asking, or Photon, why did I keep calling you Phantom? Photons. So, are there NPCs and quests and such? No. This being a sandbox MMO, it's pretty much like, those survival like documentaries where they fly some guys into the middle of a forest somewhere. They give them a few tools and then they have to try and survive. That's pretty much the experience in this game, as well as many other sandboxes, is that you sort of arrive into the world and you have to try and figure out what you need to do to survive. You're going to need shelter, you're going to need water, you're going to need food, you need to have some kind of like protective clothing, protective weapons, some tools. So pretty much the first thing you want to do is start like building some sort of shelter for yourself somewhere where you can start to build a forge, start to build your tools and so forth. At least that's how I see the game. Of course, if you arrive to the game, let me actually have a look at that thing down below. If you arrive to the game and you meet other players who say own a city, they might entice you to come and live in their town or their city. So it looks like somebody is building a huge building. Where's Mishia's estate? Huh. Some kind of town under construction down there. And of course, if you go to live on in somebody else's city or town, where there's a whole bunch of townspeople, which are actual players, helping you out, that makes the initial experience of starting the game completely different. Of course, I started at very much a survival in a survival way. So my very first day of playing the game, I actually walked for 7 hours until I found a nice little spot, and I built a tiny, teensy weensy little house, and that was the start of everything. Oh, that one's decaying, says Yaga. This one. So I guess some of the walls have decayed away already. Oh no, so much work. And as far as NPCs go, photons, there are some NPCs such as traders and merchants, as well as the guards for the guard towers, but other than that, not really. So you're not gonna, if you walk around in the forest, you're not gonna stumble upon NPCs, no. And as far as quests go, there are just a few little quests. It's not a quest-based game. However, there are some quests. Let me see. Where is the quest stuff? Okay, so for instance, you have this journal system, and this is also a stream I need to do one of these days, as we should go through my journal, and I should do these challenges. So, and also I think when you first start these days, there's a little quest to chop down a tree or dig some dirt and stuff like that, but not quests as you would know them in other MMOs. No. And Lumivox, besides Haven and Hearth, you never saw a game where you are left to your own like Wurm. I guess Ultima Online would be similar to this game in that respect. At least old school Ultima Online was very much that was the case, that you just arrived into the world with a few things. I think you didn't have any tools even, or maybe you had tools related to the skills that you took, but otherwise you just had a few things to get started. So Ultima Online, I feel very much actually that Wurm Online is sort of like the 3D Ultima Online. If anyone here played that. So, Yaga, I have to actually wrap up the stream very soon. So I would still have around 15 minutes left. So is there any a last thing we should have a look at before I go? I would actually like to, could we just have a little walk around the courtyard here of this keep? I would love to see what it looks like down in the grounds. Because it was such a beautiful job with making it look so realistic. I want to see how it looks down there. So Yaga... Oh, hold on. I saw the most amazing places, you think? We could ride down to Dune Guard, where you could wrap up your stream. Okay, sounds like a plan. Gosh, I really love the sandstone. I'm so glad they introduced those new wall types to the game. So happy about that. I'm guessing we just need to go down, 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 down. Is this the entrance? Oh, there's the chicken, actually. I don't know why that chicken just makes me laugh so much. No. Oh, I better follow you. Yeah, I'm gonna get lost otherwise. So this is how it looks down below. Yeah, very charming. Very, very charming. Yeah, I love it. Very, very nice job with this place, I have to say. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get on our horsies and lead the way. AP. Chicken of Doom. And I should probably, while we're running down there, I should probably drink and eat something as well. Thankfully, you can eat and drink on the run, which is quite handy. Oh, you know what I realized, by the way, guys? I have a feeling that, what I forgot to check before last week's stream as well was the volumes of Wurm might be a little bit on the quiet side. Yeah, maybe just amp those up a bit. I have a feeling that the Wurm sounds could barely be heard during this stream as well. Well, at least we had some beautiful music to listen to, but it would be kind of nice to hear the game sounds as well, right? Okay, she has already gotten her food and drink up. Good. So now if we end up... The reason that's important is because you want to keep your stamina up, and especially during those battles against the mobs, if your stamina is very low, you're going to do less damage, so... And you're going to head out, Lumibox. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. It was a delight to have you as always, and you have a good evening. And AP, do I need more bridles? Nope, I have a good supply of bridles. Thank you very much. I'm actually building them to. I sell them in my horse market as well. Oh, we're gonna go through a tunnel. Lots of corpses. Oh man, I really need to add walls to my cave. My cave that I just have the normal cave walls right now. And we're gonna pass a short tunnel where Subster is building an underground in place. Okay. Sounds good, Yaga. Let's have a look. You're not sure if it's open yet? Wrong place? Or has the stone like fallen in? Has it collapsed the wall? Oh, it's collapsed. I mean, we could let me see if I have my pickaxe with me actually. Oh. No, I don't even have a pickaxe with me. Yeah, so for those who've never played Wurm, you can tunnel into mountains, and then if you don't reinforce the walls, actually the stone can collapse. Okay, so it's very much a work in progress. So it's gonna need to have some more love. Well, I'll have to come and visit another time then. So I guess that's it then, Yaga. Since that thing didn't work out so well. Maybe this could be the point at which we say our goodbyes, or was there still something that we needed to see? Oh, Dune Guard. Okay, so that wasn't Dune Guard yet. Okay. I think my horse needs some grass. I wonder, do you guys know, by the way, if when you are like, of course I know that if I stop with my horse on a grass tile, my horse will start to eat the grass if it is hungry. But what about when we're running? Will animals eat stuff on the run? I'm just wondering if it's of any use for me to be like running here on top of the grass for my horse to get some food. Will it sort of eat on the way? I'm not sure. Yeah, this tour has been absolutely amazing. It has been really, really fun. There's a whole bunch of grape bushes over here. And this is a nice little pavilion area here for sitting on a bench and enjoying I guess during the daytime it looks really nice. So is that Dune Guard down there? Okay. Lots of horsies is all I can see so far. Let's go have a look then. But yeah, it's a very nice little idea. I need to use those pillars more, the marble pillars. Haven't really used them very much yet. Yeah, this has been a good one, Jensen. I think this stream has been a quite interesting one. You know, last week's stream I felt was a little bit meh, a little bit boring. I didn't actually even bother uploading it to YouTube. I think I'll probably skip uploading that one completely because we didn't really see anything too exciting or interesting in last week's stream. But this was a good one. So this is definitely going to go up on YouTube for sure. And of course the VODs can be seen on stream as well, or on Twitch I should say rather. Oh, so is this the Yaga, is this the candelabra like experiment now? So these are the ones on, if I understand correctly, these ones that are not lit are on the zone of the land that where they run out, and from this point on these will be lit forever and ever and ever. And this is exactly like I was explaining earlier for those who were not here earlier. Me and Yaga have had lots and lots of conversations trying to figure out what is going on with candelabras in this game. So if you're on a deed, you would think that candelabras would be eternally lit just like the lamps do. But unfortunately, all the candelabras on my deed, on my island, actually run out. So I have to keep restocking them with candles over and over again every few days, and it's really boring. I'm telling you, it gets on my nerves so much. So, but Yaga, when I was doing a search on the conversations on the candelabra issue, I managed to find Yaga's conversation from, or was it that I did a suggestion or a bug report or something like that, and I think Yaga, maybe you had responded to that and you showed me the thread. Yeah, that's how I think it went like that actually. And you told me of this experiment that you had been doing with the candelabra. So I'm guessing that this line here, upon crossing that line, you come to a different type of zone where the candelabras run out of the candles. And man, oh man, guys, I wish this was fixed. Ah, it really annoys the hell out of me so badly. One of Wurm's last mysteries, indeed. So AP, you need to bless them, then they turn on at night. But AP, this is not, no, this is, so first of all, let's get something straight. First of all, candelabras, once it has candles, it never turns off and on for nighttime. You're talking about the lamps. So the candelabras, without blessing, they will actually run, like, whether it's day or night. So I have candelabras in my horse market for that very reason, so that when people come to the horse market during the day, it's not so dark inside. No, 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 no. It has nothing. Candelabras don't care about whether it's inside or outside. So both of my candelabras, which are both inside and outside, behave the same way. So I have the candelabras in my market, which are outside of the building, and I also have them inside of the buildings. They behave exactly the same way. So they run out of the candles, but as long as they have candles in them, they will be lit until it runs out. So that's not the issue. The issue is the running out of the candles. It's really annoying. Really, really annoying. Yeah, that exactly like what Du Jensen said. So street lamps are the ones to be blessed if they are not on deed. On deed, of course, the lamps run forever and ever, and they're. Maybe Du Jensen. Maybe what AP meant was that I'm not sure whether you can bless the lamps to be on 24/7 on deed as well. I mean, that would be quite handy. If that was the case, then I could just actually replace all those candelabras with lamps. I would actually prefer that. I would prefer that to having to mess with those candles all the time. AP, you've never had to... Yeah, but this is the thing, you see. This is the thing that Yaga discovered, is that it depends on the zone of the tiles. So let me just explain this. So Yaga has been doing experiments with his candelabras, and he has tried moving the candelabras around as well. So it's not about the particular candelabra when it was created or who it was created by or any values of the candelabras. So Yaga has actually moved these ones back and forth just to make sure that that's not the issue. The issue is the zone of the tiles. So on these two tiles, these candelabras will burn eternally. On these tiles, from these tiles on, they will run out. So it's a zoning issue. So what that means, that in your case, the places where you have happened to live happen to be tiles where they run forever. And when I used to live on Independence, when I had that deed Misty Peaks at Independence, my candelabras all worked perfectly. They never ran out of candles on deed. But my deed on Xanadu, they run out. So it's a zoning issue, and I wish they would fix that. It's really annoying. Anyhow, getting back to this beautiful deed. So, what was this called again? Dune Guard. So, let's leave our horsey here for a moment. There we go. Let's have a look then. Lead the way, Yaga. So what do we have over there? Lighthouse. I love it. It's beautiful. Got all the marble... what are these called again? Marble braziers. So, could I just have a look around, Yaga? I'll just do a little tour of my own then. Or did you want to take me around? Let's have a look here. Feel at home? Okay. Oh, that's a nice banner. Haven't seen that one actually before. What is that? What kingdom is that actually? Jen Kellen Kingdom banner. Yeah, very cozy indeed. I can imagine during the daytime as well when the sun is up. This must be very beautiful. I wish the stars of, like, I know you guys can't even see it on stream, but there are actual stars up there that I can see on my screen. I wish the stars of Wurm were a bit brighter so that nighttime wouldn't feel so kind of dismal. It's a little bit, since it's so dark at nighttime and we don't have any kind of color really going on with night. It's not very blue or purple like you'll often find in many games. I wish in the very least that the stars would twinkle in the sky so it'd be a little bit more beautiful at nighttime. And it'd be also cool if the shadows would be... of course the shadows are not turned on during the nighttime, are they? Well, there is, of course, the light. How the light, you know, affects things. So for instance, if we see this house a bit dark on this side, I wish the darkness would be a little bit of a bluish tone so that it would match like the nighttime. Like if you look at any environment in the nighttime, that would be a little bit, everything would look a little bit bluish if it's in the shadows. So what do we have here? This is the storehouse. Got a whole bunch of things in there. This one's locked, but we can peek in here. And what is this building? Workshop and kitchen. Ah, there's the door. Got a little tailoring area over here. Some smithy stuff going on over here. Alchemy and booze making in this corner. And oh, look at all those cauldrons. That's kind of cool to see what a cauldron looks like if there's a bunch of them. And then you got your cooking area over here, some herbs growing. What do we have over here? Lots of Christmas stuff. A dining room. A little bedroom over here. Isn't it weird, guys, how the eyes of the creatures and the carpets, the rugs have gone all white after the graphics update that they did recently? Looks very cozy indeed. Well, I think I have to get going now, but thank you so much, Yaga, for the tour. I absolutely enjoyed every moment of it, and in general this was a nice adventure, even though it started off a little bit vague. We were going in circles in the beginning. So I shall bid you farewell now, Yaga, and let me just grab my horse here, get onto my horse's back first. And bid you farewell, and thank you again for your hospitality.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And yeah, guys, I think this is the moment where I shall wrap up my stream, and thank you all for joining me here tonight, hanging out with me. We had many lovely chats about many different topics, and I will start heading towards my boat from here. And isn't that cool? You have this bit of a sandy little spot with a pavilion, some lawn chairs over there for some sunbathing. I haven't really seen it on sand before. It really works well on sand, I think, that kind of pavilion. But yeah, anyhow, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, and have a great evening. And Chabney, at last carpets. And Oh, for your little beach party, Yaga. Nice. Oh, it seems that I turned that off by mistake. Okay, not quite yet. But yeah, okay. Thank you very much, guys. I will talk to you all later, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. And even the guard is like waving goodbye there, which is very suitable. Okay, thanks, guys. Good night.